Yeah. Top shelf, nice putt.
First time ever playing 17 at the Players, and he makes a long two. Jordan Spieth is on the tee at the 7th, so is John Wood.
Jordan Spieth.
452 yards.
452 yards. Nice whack. Oh, beauty.
It's been quite a day for him, and that.
Ah, man. You don't want to be in the damn sand trap.
Let's go to the 6th. Name that's come up
The
on
6th.
people looking for a winner perhaps this week, and he's playing well.
Straka.
Straka.
Well, shots from this particular zone have presented some difficulty today. Got to control the spin. Greens are very receptive, as you see there. Does a nice job of maintaining that spin and holding
Nice
that yard.
spin.
To the 9th. Smalley
To the
for
9th.
67 to open
Smalley.
the Players.
He's 400.
Boy, he's confident with that stroke. He definitely thought he was going to make another one there, but it has work left coming back. Bogey free so far.
He's bogey free.
7th.
7th.
Clark. John Wood is down there following this group. Huh, John?
John Wood.
Fellas, yeah, perfect out here right now. Great angle for winding with this back right hole.
Clark is going to be swinging here.
For the first time today. 141, just a pitching wedge.
Just a pitching wedge, everybody.
That front right bunker.
He has to clear the front right bunker.
Holding cut swing. Oh, and right at it.
Right at the damn flag.
Was a runner-up a year ago. The Scotty Scheffler. Smalley now for his
Alex Smalley.
Putting in short game keys for him. He got it up and down 7 out of 7 times when he missed a green in regulation today.
Just 25.
Round 1, final 68.
Clubhouse leader early at the Players.
He's your clubhouse leader.
To the 7th, and Danny Walker. He replaced Jason Day who had to withdraw earlier today.
136 from that first cut. Probably going to stop it a little more with height than spin out of that first cut. Another good-looking shot.
Yeah, the greens are very receptive. They had 3 inches of rain Sunday into Monday, so still fairly soft out there.
Let's head all the way up to the 16th.
Iconic finishing stretch here, and this the par 5. Lucas Glover from the rough.
Going to try and dump it on that top shelf and then let it trickle down.
Get in the hole.
And that is textbook right there.
Gallery reaction tells you.
Now from the fairway bunker at 7, John, here's Jordan.
Here's Jordan.
Gap wedge.
He's 3 under.
You keep feeling, oh, this is choked really badly.
Well, I could have been wrong about the rough versus the sand there, because that is a nightmare shot that's coming up.
Guys, I know he's at 3 under. It's been an adventure getting here. But check out some of the highlights. He started on the back 9, birdie 10. This is 3rd at the par 5 11.
Just right up against it. Really no choice but to try and just get something up high quick. Amazing.
Birdie eagle start, noted, but then he doubled the 14th. He bogeyed 15. We just saw this shot from Glover. This is 3rd at 16.
A slightly different technique here. Got a little steep on it to try and get a little bit more ball contact.
Hello.
Typical speed.
Around and in, but he bogeyed 17, birdied 18, all over the map on his opening 9 holes. How about Patton Kazire at 1 under here at the 10th?
And again, coming from that sort of intermediate shorter yardage at 120, got to maintain the spin and get your number. That thing was ripping back, but it ripped right in the hole.
Get it to 2 under par. Vince Whaley, part of that first crew off this morning, playing early. This from 143 at the 7th.
Beautiful little swing there, trying to just put a little left to right movement on it to access the whole location.
Come on, come on.
Hello.
6th eagle after 7th hole in 43 years on this golf course. Man from Georgia Tech, posting a 73. All right, take it to 17. Justin Lauer. Check this out.
We've seen some good shots here already today. This one on a pretty good line, but the adrenaline gets the better of Justin, and that is rinsed.
Probably looked pretty good in the air. Maybe he felt that it was a little bit long. Goes to the drop zone, 89 yards away. Figure out, I got to scramble, make bogey here.
Yeah, bogey would be amazing, but par would be even better.
Only 6 that went in the water.
Got it on a roll here.
You can see the greens holding some pace, just touches that coming from just above the hole.
One win on the PGA Tour for Aaron that Wyndham in 2024, and Alex Smalley. We just saw him finish up this beautiful off the tee.
Hole cut right in the valley. You can get it anywhere online. It will feed right into this hole location.
Played well too. His last 3, he's at top 25s on the PGA Tour, and in the clubhouse with a 68. Back out to the 7th.
Second straight shot from a bunker for Spieth.
Downwind. Tough to stop, but he did a very good job with it.
Yeah. Nice job, Spieth.
Let's bounce up to 16 once again.
This to share for Lucas Glover. He got that putter working a couple of seasons ago. He's been so good.
Is any of the afternoon people?
Getting its first tryout today, and I suspect it's gonna stay in the lineup.
Was
Back to back.
Patrick
He
Hodges
has given it a thought already. That par 3 17.
find
Straka to share.
Just gonna come to his left. Ooh, leaked off a little bit to the right at the end.
Winner already this season, earlier out in the desert. Top man in the FedEx Cup right now, too. So some of the key groups out
Yep.
there on the golf course. Mark Walker and Spieth over at 7.
I'll be right back.
Watching Glover make that walk to 17. And then Ryan Davis, Casado at 15. We'll take you out to 7.
And Jordan Spieth trying to make his par, John.
I would call it a second consecutive Spieth par, Steve. From about 42 yards, we just played an unbelievable bunker shot to here. And I remember I was talking to Nick Price once, and Nick Price told me, you know, I would never buy a ticket to watch me or Nick Faldo play golf. You know what we're going to do, fairways, greens. But I would buy a ticket to watch Seve play because you're going to see something you never see. And it's the same thing with this guy right here.
He is awfully entertaining.
See if he looks at the hole on the short putt. Kind of goes back and forth with that. Probably wishes he had hit 3-wood off that tee. That ran through that right side pretty easily.
Drifts just a little bit farther back from that lead. As we go to the par 5 ninth, third for Maverick McNeely.
Lob shot over the bunker.
And hits from 2 over to even par.
That's one way to stop the ball.
Maverick carding a 72. Have to take another look at this. We go live to the 17th. There you see the whole location all the way in the back today. The crowd gathering early this morning. It'll build throughout the day, just like the pressure and the angst for these guys. And now Lucas Glover coming off that 30 at 16. And
So here's what it feels like wind-wise. 9 miles an hour up at the green, 2 miles an hour in and from the left at the tee, and it makes this shot so difficult because you have to get that wind right so that you have the right club, the right type of shot you're trying to play. I think just on the green today, don't try to get it to that top shelf.
you wait anxiously, and then hopefully it lands softly. And Lucas Glover will have a birdie putt.
But that's amazing that it stayed where it did.
Back to 7 and Wyndham Clark to get within 1.
Boy, that's a short miss there for a guy who played so well here last year.
take his turn after a lengthy conversation with his man Dean Emerson. You probably hear more conversations, more gyrations on 17T than perhaps anywhere in the world of golf.
I mean, I don't care who it is. It's a nerve-wracking tee shot. If that stays there, it's just high enough on the slope to stay there. It turned out really well.
Now back at 7 and the par putt for Wyndham Clark. So he misses the little birdie, then he powers that par putt pass.
He still has another one left.
Back to 17 and Corey Connors. 6 balls in the water already today. 6 birdies already today at 17.
Pitching wedge, he's typically a drawer, but this is out to the right. Lucky for him, it was enough club. And that will be a very challenging 2-putt from down below there.
It's kind of near that traditional Sunday hole location. To the PGA Tour rookie Danny Walker. Sneaked into the field, trying to get back to even par, and he does. Today, taking advantage of Jason Day having to withdraw and him jumping into the field for the first time. At the 15th, Aaron Rye.
He doesn't miss a lot of fairways. Stop out. Should have run off that right side just a little bit. Not a terrible spot.
To Wyndham. This one's just as long as the par putt was.
That's rough right there.
Let's go up to Carbanks.
Thank you. I'm alongside the early clubhouse leader, Alex Smalley. We just saw him finish a bogey-free 4 under 68. How did you put that round together out there today?
I'm not entirely certain. I missed a lot of greens early, but I felt like I left myself in some pretty decent spots where I could get the putter on the ball. I just kind of managed my way around. I didn't really think I did anything super flashy today. I mean, I made a couple good putts for birdie. Some of my best iron shots came out of the fairway bunkers instead of the fairway. But yeah, I mean, I just kind of plotted my way around, made a good par on 2. I kind of messed up number 2, the par 5, and was able to make a 14 or 15 footer for par, so that was great to see go in. But yeah, I just kind of plotted my way around and stayed aggressive when I could, and just kind of got through the holes that you need to get through out here, and ended up bogey free, like you said.
Well, I'm guessing you've got pretty good memories here, because who can forget what happened 2 years ago in the final round? You stood up on the iconic 17th hole and you made an ace. How special is it for you to return, not only here, but to this hole every year?
Yeah, so it's funny, I was near the bottom.
Oh, nice.
I was playing with Jerry Kelly.
Don't go in the water. Oh! Hole in one.
He told me to hit it 20 feet left of the pin and take the ridge down, but I just made double on 16, and like I said, I was near the bottom of the leaderboard, so I was like, I watched this tournament on TV through the years to that iconic pin. I was like, I'm just going to go right at it.
You've got something a lot of people would love at this golf course. Well played today. Good luck the rest of this week. We're going to go back to Terry.
Thank you.
Cara, thanks. Can't believe you mentioned the double bogey prior. You don't mention that.
No, you don't want to talk about those. You want to keep those out of your mind.
How about today? And what he did, 11 greens after the 6 fairways, but the 25 putts,
Well,
makes it
just
up
a nice,
a lot.
yeah, nice clean card. I mean, that's what you want to see. But also, he really identified some spots where he got some good breaks, able to use the putter off the apron. That makes a difference in completing a round like that.
All right, this afternoon, that man will look for 3 in a row here. His first go back-to-back. Scotty Scheffler playing along with Xander Schauffele. And you've got the top 3, as a matter of fact, in the world together, because Rory McIlroy also a part of that group. McIlroy, a winner here back in 2019. Scotty's won the last 2. And Xander Schauffele is certainly expected to be in the mix. So they tee off at 1:29 Eastern time as we take you out to the tee at the 8th, the 5-iron for speed.
5-iron for speed.
224 total, 217 front edge. Short is not a bad miss at all here. left. There is a slope he can catch if it's pin high. Doesn't quite get there, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem for him.
Yeah, good point, John. The miss there is a little bit short, gives you a chance to get up and down.
17. A moment ago from 46 feet, Corey Connors.
Well, he's never hit it in the water here. 19 rounds now for Corey Connors.
You feel safe saying that now, not before he teed up?
I think that's the
Hole in one.
We took the 2-putt. He drained it. What a putt.
Yeah, forget the 2-putt.
For 2 at 17. Now Lucas Glover to take the outright lead.
Now Lucas Glover to take the outright lead. He's right now the co-leader.
Walking it in.
Awfully confident there. Lucas with 1 hole to play.
Lucas with 1 hole to play.
How about that? 3 in a row, too. So he is finishing strong. Another look, different angle. He's worked so hard with that putter technique.
And he has said the last couple of years, Terry alluded to it when he had the 2 late wins in 2023. When that putter is hot, he is right there because his ball strength is awesome. Aaron Rye now has a chance to get to 5.
He's putting through a little lower. There, a little bowl that he's putting through. Just trying to get that speed right. He's had an excellent day with the putter so far.
Back to 17. Can Pat Gazire make it 3 for 3 in this group? Oh. So close. Happy birthday to Isaiah Salinda, who's on the tee at 13.
Cylinder. Isaiah Cylinder. Happy birthday.
Oh, that's a beauty.
That's a beauty. Right at 18. And he's plus 2.
28 years of age today.
He's only 28.
Started with a birdie at 10. Here's his 3rd at the par 5 11.
Long bunker shot here. Very long.
Oh, get in the hole. Come on.
It didn't look like it there.
Not that time. Looks like it's going to be a birdie start for Coles. As we head to the home hole, Terry.
Yeah, and if you're on a run at this point, as Lucas Glover is, you try to keep it going, but obviously some danger here at 18.
Lots of danger. So based on conditions, you know, how your player's swinging it, what the wind's doing, you're trying to find the window to give them the most comfort in committing to the golf shot.
Look at that view right there.
It is a hole that will bully you into missing it out to the right. All that water. With that 3 metal, that just might find the fairway there. That is a nice shot. It makes all the difference in the world, Terry. You turn it a little from right to left, it will use that little bit of slope there to find the fairway.
In the fairway and spot on so far. Lucas Glover, here we go. Action fast and furious already at the 51st Players.
The 51st Players.
NBC Sports and the PGA Tour are proud to present the season-long race.
Nice FedEx Cup.
Today, it's live first-round
Coverage.
of the Players.
Players. 51st running.
From the Atlantic along the northeast coast of Florida. Images
Florida.
that golf fans instantly recognize as the Players Stadium course TPC Sawgrass. Conceived by T. Beeman, created by the great Pete Dye, to offer every fan a front row experience and test the best players in the game, favoring no one, challenging everyone. Lucas Glover meeting that challenge right now. So he's in the fairway at 18, up by 1, Smalley in the clubhouse with the lead 68. Aaron Rye playing great. Those names, Sepp Straka too, a player who's really been spot on this year.
Yeah, what that leaderboard really shows you is there is opportunity out there in our players that are executing, but as we have also seen, there is a lot of trouble awaiting these players and errant shots.
So Torres 1 under through 16. Wyndham Clark, we saw that short miss just a moment ago, so could be better than 1 under. Ricky Castillo in the field for Victor Perez, who withdrew earlier today. Out to Spieth with a putter from off the green on the way.
You got to think there was something up that lie he didn't like. That was something he would normally chip. Decided to make the safe play. Probably smart.
Let's go to 13.
The Argentine, Alejandro Tosti.
A little pot bunker in the front there. Uphill the whole way.
Bunker just trying to pop it out of there, and he does successfully. Up to 18.
Back to the 18th hole.
A couple of weeks ago.
Hi, Smith.
Watch this work back toward the lake.
Drills it.
Got used to that the last few weeks. Putter's so good over the weekend at the Cognizant. So 69 right there, 2 back. Macaulay for birdie coming right at us at the 4th.
There's nothing in this but here.
It's an active scorecard. So you got 3 pars on the card, that's it.
Have to make a birdie on your birthday at 13 when you hit a shot like that, don't you, Kurt?
And you're already 2 under. Why not?
Come on. He's do it.
Take advantage. At 13, as we head up to the 17th.
Back to the 17th hole. Fitzpatrick.
Well, a good line. Let's see if it's the right club.
Water ball.
I mean, right at it. And he cannot believe it.
The 7th ball in the water already.
Make that 7 in the water.
At 17.
That's 17.
Let's go over to the 9th, the par 5.
Back to the 9th.
Oberg from just off the green.
A lot of people liked Oberg's chances coming into this week.
He drilled it.
And he lives here now. He's played out here a bunch. Joined Pablo Creek nearby. Making this his
He
home.
shot a 71.
Finish.
And he's 1 under.
15, Aaron Rye.
Aaron Rye. He's 4 under.
Yeah, continuing a solid day with that club right there.
He is an underrated player.
No.
That's the guy
He is
who
4 under.
tells you how
Excuse
good
me.
he is.
He was 3.
A lot of people
Excuse me.
think he may make the Ryder Cup team.
Same with this guy. From the American side, Justin Thomas has had a brutal day. At the night, he makes that one good. Past champion did not have a lot of success on this Thursday at TPC Sawgrass. Terry, there you see Scotty Scheffler, 2-time defending champion.
Just listen in for a moment. I love this. Some more recalls as well. But #1 player in the world looking to go back to back to back. Roger Maltby, I believe, the famous figure of
The greatest course whisperer of them all. Terrific crowd gathering around that first tee. And it's a solid start to this golf course.
Not an easy tee shot to start the day, that's for sure.
We'll get back to there in a second, but first we go to 18.
Yeah, checking out the win. This second shot coming up for Glover.
You could see him there just motioning at that pin there. It is whipping off the left.
Yep.
Check those numbers.
Be committed to it now.
Well, the good thing about this shot, Terry, does not have to take on this whole location. There's a slope that's about 4 or 5 paces to the right that does turn the ball back toward the hole, so he can aim at the right edge of that television tower and be just fine.
Get a hop. Okay.
It's going to keep coming. That's actually going to turn out pretty nice.
This is great. Just kept motoring.
I don't think he loved it, but he got away with it.
Exactly. As the wind is whipping, we take you back to the opening tee.
Back to the opening tee.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 129 starting time. First on the tee from Northern Ireland, 27-time PGA Tour winner, including the 2019 Players Championship, the 2016 2019 and 2022 FedEx Cup champion, Rory McIlroy.
Like Jack Nicklaus being the only three-time winner of the Players, Rory is the only three-time winner of the FedEx Cup. Since his win here in 2019, a little bit of a checkered result. A couple of missed cuts for McIlroy. Jim Bones Mackay will be with this group today.
Roy McIlroy on the tee.
Fairway metal turning, trying to grab the right edge of the fairway.
Next on the tee, from Dallas, Texas, 13-time PGA Tour winner, including the 2023 and 2024 Players Championship, the current Masters winner, Olympic gold medalist, and FedEx Cup champion, Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler.
Pretty impressive resume, huh? The first time the words two-time defending champion can be uttered at the Players, so history awaits Scotty if he can three-peat. The last man to win the same event 3 consecutive years on tour, Steve Stricker, at the John Deere Classic from 2009 to 2011.
Scotty trying to get his slider driver has overcut this.
Next on the tee, from San Diego, California, 9-time PGA Tour winner, the current PGA Championship and Open Championship winner, Xander Schauffele.
Last week was the first start for Xander since the century after dealing with a soft tissue injury in his right rib area. 2024 was a dream year for Xander. He won 2 majors and was a runner-up here at the Players by a single shot to Scotty.
There's a power draw right down the center.
Yeah. Right down the damn middle.
That was pounded down the middle right there.
So numbers 1, 2, 3 in the world, they're off and going at the 51st play of the Players. It should be a lot of fun this afternoon to see how low these guys go.
Every workout, every swing. To achieve your goals, you have to be driven. The same is true in healthcare. At Optum, we're driven to help create a healthier world, to make quality healthcare easier to access and more affordable for everyone. Every payer, every provider, every patient. Optum, helping create a healthier world. Today, her game starts with a drive. But
I thought I saw him.
Is what came before. Inspired by a coach who recognized her full potential. Morgan Stanley proudly supports First Team, driving progress for the next generation, on and off the course.
He's 2-1. So Billy Horse is 2-1. He's on 2.
Multi-shot tracking, birdie putt
And he birdied that hole.
swag securing, global broadcast orchestrating. Will Billy be a winning?
Easy, Rich. No jinx.
Chandler Phillips is
Absolutely thrilling.
3 under to 10. I mean, he's on the back 9 at the 11th hole.
Iconic spot, Player Stadium course, TPC Sawgrass. And the great Pete Dye designed this with this great event in mind.
Yeah, he certainly did, and he wanted to test players in all facets of the game. You've got to create angles. You have to hit fairways. You have to be on point from tee to green. And then if you are a little bit errant with a couple shots, you've got to figure it out around these greens. There's trouble around every corner.
Up to the first.
Billy Horschel makes his home here in the Ponte Vedra Beach area. It's his 12th start at the Players, but he's never had a top 10.
The quality of player. Well, that's a good start for him. Quality player he is. He's due to have a good week here.
Still seeking that first ever victory in his home state of Florida. He has 8 PGA Tour wins, but none in the Sunshine State. To 16.
16.
They're right.
Doing why?
And Terry Gannon, he is actually just going to lay this up. Does not want to take it on pretty far away. To 16, back to the breeze. Pretty simple shot. Can't be more than 8 iron.
Breeze enough to do that right now?
Yes, it is. Especially felt that hurt off the tee.
I say earlier, 8 miles an hour gusting to 17. The wind is a little higher than that certain parts of the golf course, though. We expect high winds over the weekend.
Yeah, it'll certainly whip around in these trees. But Colley rolling his birdie putt towards the hole at the 5th and throwing it in.
That's a bonus right there. The 5th hole is a very difficult par 4.
Yeah.
Back to the first. Rory McIlroy is on the right side of the fairway. Bones Mackay's there too.
Thank you, Steve. Wedge in hand from 139. The flag just 5 yards over the left carry.
Bit of a false front there.
Rory getting after the flag.
Oh, yeah,
yes,
boy,
he
that
was.
was right at it. What a good shot that
Right
was.
at the damn flag.
All right, see what Xander can do.
Dead center of the fairway, 121.
I'm seeing if Roy.
Wants to follow
They
suit.
did Roy yet.
Yeah, like that. We'll just let that wind come up right now. Right now we're not need close to like 150. Right there. Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see as this afternoon progresses whether or not this wind dries out these greens.
It's also going to be interesting to see how Xander is doing now. If he's got some of the rust off last week at Bay Hill after that long layoff.
Beautiful strike, trying to turn it in there. This is right at it too.
Oh yeah, and the spin. Beautiful
Wow.
start for those two players.
Now, Bones Scotty's now trying to just keep up with those 2 shots.
Yeah, well, I don't think he's even looking at the flag here from 115. Very thick live ball well above his feet. He's just trying to get something on the front third of the green. Hitting something to the opening here. Let's see if the false front kills it. That ball could come back off the green, but an effective play considering the lie.
Yeah,
It's
here it
trickling
comes.
now.
Yeah, it was always going to be tough out of that live 4-inch rough. They topped it on Tuesday. It hasn't been topped since. It's a factor this week. There's no doubt about it.
How do you play out of that?
Well, the uphill really didn't help him here. He had to swing even harder at this to try to dig it out of that rough. He did a good job with it.
To the 18th.
Can he finish with yet another birdie? Inside of 5 feet, Lucas Glover. Only 6 players, Noda, have birdied the final 4 holes around through the years. The first one, Gary Cope, back in 1983.
Our good friend.
Hey, come on in if you're brand new.
Me, oh, Gary, and get the ball around.
He'll be with us this afternoon. So this to finish with yet another birdie.
This is a very delicate putt. It's working a little bit downhill back toward the water. Just going to get this thing moving.
Got it.
Got it.
What a furious finish for Lucas Glover.
66.
6 up by 2. So in
Up
the
by
clubhouse
2.
at 6 under par, the best that we have seen so far here in the opening round of the 51st edition of the Players in Noda. We've said it many times through the years, seen so many different types of players win here. Got to be good, though. 4 of the last 5 have won by top 6 players in the world. And you got to be spot on heavy A game this week.
Well, you've had short hitters win it. You have long hitters. You've had a number of different types of personalities come through and hold up the trophy. But at the end of the day, you really have to control your ball tee to green. If you can get the ball in positions and create angles on this golf course, you can get it close. And we've seen that early in the day, players taking advantage of the receptive greens.
And it can turn on you on a dime because there's trouble lurking everywhere as we go back out to play with
world number 1 at 1. The only person in this group to miss the green here at the first.
And he's got his work cut out for him. This is a very difficult two-putt. Up over the false front, moving from his left to right. It tends to be pretty speedy around this whole location, so getting the pace right is going to be paramount.
This will be a really good test of his touch on the greens right out of the gate here.
Massive galleries out here.
Not often you get 1, 2, and 3 in the world together in the same group.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well done.
Yep.
Well done.
Really nicely judged there by Scheffler. Tom Hoagie.
Tom Hoagie at 17th.
Course record holder. He is such a good iron player. Great distance control there.
Let's go across the lake to 16.
I want the third now at the par 5, Smiley, for Rye.
Just 98 yards there. And actually like the decision to lay up. He would have been forced to hit 3 wood into the green, which neither one of those two wanted to do. Now it's just about controlling the spin. There's a lot of slope short of this hole.
Yeah. You don't want to.
This is out to the left. It's
Out to the
gonna
left.
spin.
Came up a bit short.
Stay on the damn green.
Managing risk, Terry. 8 players have laid up today. Only 1 birdie, but 0 have made bogey. So took the potential disaster out of play, but limited his birdie chances.
McIlroy bones for an outstanding start.
The last several putts he hit on the practice putting green were all from this length.
And he's 1 under.
Come together for him. He gets it going with the ball striking this week. Can have a good one.
Par 5 second and the third coming up from 64 yards from Minwoo Lee.
Full cut just off that right edge. Got to control the spin. Wow. Beautifully done there. Hits his number. Just gets it to check up nicely underneath the hole.
Xander now with the first bones to match McIlroy's 3.
I don't think he loved what he saw initially break-wise, so he brought in his caddy, Austin Kaiser, for a look-see. They've now settled on the read.
Typically an excellent short putter inside of 8 feet.
May not have liked what he saw before the putt, but he certainly liked the result. These featured groups are so much fun to watch. 1, 2, 3 in the world. You look at their combined performances, all those victories, just shy of 50. 4 for McIlroy, a pair of major championships for Scotty and Xander, 4 FedEx Cup titles among them, and 3 players' victories, and of course that runner-up from Xander a year ago. Just amazing resumes for those 3. Back at 17 now.
Jaeger from long distance, out just outside 45
Feet.
That's the second time we've seen somebody haul it from down there. That's amazing.
That's the 3rd time since we've been on the air for a little bit more than a half hour that we've seen lengthy putts of 45 feet or more go in.
Good look. Look at how fast it's going when it hits the back of the hole. That thing is going 8 feet by if it didn't hit the hole.
Oh, yeah. Pops up and in. Did he call glass, Terry? Got airborne, didn't it?
Bunch of long putts being made at 17 so far today.
It's wild.
And a relief for the players. Man.
Gorgeous Thursday. Conditions are right for scoring, although that wind is starting to be a factor as Tom Hoagie now lines up his birdie putt at 17.
24 rounds here. He's only missed this green once in the water.
That's the part of his game that when it cooperates, he's on leaderboards. Jordan Spieth now at 9.
Bit of good break on his second shot, went right through those oak trees. Had to keep that lower than he would have liked to. That's a pretty good shot from where he was.
Yeah.
Caught that sort of bowl area over there, but that's all right from where he was.
Let's go to 2T.
All right, Rory McIlroy setting up here at the par 5. Check out this stadium stat presented by Optum. Some changes made there. The tour shifted back and slightly to the left. Why? Because the last 3 years, there you see the scoring average. Field hit the green in 25% of the time or more. 2 of the last 3. Gives them some flexibility with the teeing locations too. So basically, that's why some of the changes have been made so far this year here at the Players. McIlroy 1 under.
Favors a draw. Rory can turn it with the best of them. This is up the left edge. Needs a good first bounce to stay in the fairway.
Does
Nope.
not get that, Bones. He's going to have some decisions to make depending on the lie.
4-inch rough, and they're not going to cut it again this week, noted. Xander next.
Xander has no problem being a draw, which will fit this shot perfectly.
It's one of the intriguing things about this layout. First hole calls for a cut, next hole calls for a draw scoring opportunity if you're able to get it in the fairway.
Very high draw up the right center. This should be really good.
Well, that's a good indication right there, Terry. Starting to feel pretty good with that golf swing. Work out some of the kinks in this comeback down.
Didn't even watch it. Scotty Scheffler trying to join Jack Nicklaus as a 3-time winner of Players.
And that added length did not widen the fairway, so statistically makes the fairway a little bit harder to hit. Historically, always one of the toughest fairways on the golf course to hit.
Scotty takes it up that left side on a similar line to McIlroy. Let's see if he can end up in the fairway.
Nope.
And Terry, you mentioned that 4-inch rough. It is not going to kick out favorably most of the time when that ball hits first into that deep stuff.
Jump up 16, saw the approach. This for birdie for Rye.
This golf ball going to work a little to his right. One of those days.
Played the hole conservatively, laid up, makes the birdie, gets one back.
Jordan Spieth is 5 under on the par 5s today, John. 6 under is the best anyone has ever played the par 5s in any round on this golf course since 1983. It's only been done 4 times. Last year, Matty Schmidt did it. He has been outstanding today, Jordan has, John, on these par 5s.
Shaky on this one. It would take a lot to get this one going down to get another birdie there. Went for the green 2 and really got lucky on the second shot. This is a very slow putt out of this low area.
Goodness.
Oh, it's like it hit the brakes when it's so low.
I mean, it is just about hanging over the lip. And he's taking a look at it too, just to see if it is going to maybe move.
That would have been just his 3rd round in the 60s. In his
Spieth.
10th appearance at the Players, and he's taking a long look at that one as he taps it in for his par. And even around 70. Let's go to Cara Banks once again.
Well, I'm alongside Lucas Glover. What a finish that was. Birdied all 4 holes in the closing stretch. How satisfying a finish was that, Lucas?
Yeah.
How much did you want to get that closing birdie on 18?
Yeah, it was great. Great finish, obviously. Anytime you 30, 16, 17, 18 is great because it's such a great finish, and then throw in 15 as well. Very pleased. Gravity was my friend there on 18. I hit a little further right than I was planning, but came down the slope, and it's nice to have a really straight, fast putt and just get it started on its line.
Well, let's get to some highlights. We will start at the 15th because that is where this birdie round began. Your approach play was dialed in from 164 yards on the 15th hole. You hit a beauty to inside 5 feet.
Yeah, had a good number there for an 8-iron just to draw it up against the wind, and a little hurt there, so really good number for me. Pretty much full because of a little bit of hurt, and yeah, if I could hit all my 8-irons like that, I'd be up here a lot more.
Just perfect. And what did you see here on 16?
I drew a good lie over there, to be fair, which enabled me to get it in the air and land it soft.
I don't think I've ever left it short from there. I was a little shocked it stopped. I'm used to that going 7, 8, 9 feet by the hole.
And then this was a beauty on 17 from 18 feet.
Yeah, I knew the read from years past. It doesn't break quite as much late. It looks like it's going to keep going, and 18 players, maybe I'll learn something finally.
And then you mentioned how this rolled up nicely on 18. You wanted that one to drop in.
Yeah, just step straight down the green, and Tommy Lamb looked at it for me, and he said, I don't see anything. I don't either. So we knew it was going to get there, so just get it started on a good line.
Let me ask you about the 17th hole. You're only the second player we've spoken to today. How is not only the golf course, but this iconic hole playing today, and where is the wind out there?
Ironically, when I went through, it was in out of the left, and then by the time I got to the 18th fairway, it was helping out of the left. So we actually made a comment when we were waiting on one of our playing competitors that wouldn't want to be standing on 17T right now because it was definitely dancing around. I think it's settling into southwest, which should be help off the left, so you'll see a lot of pitching wedges and probably even some gap wedges for the longer hitters today.
Yeah.
Here is good on the 17th tee, just one back of you right now.
Expect a good one here. Good line, doesn't it?
And how this finish?
Maybe the wind turned back. See the water's going back towards you. It might have turned back to him a little bit.
Okay, so switching on 17, good information. Thanks for joining us, Lucas.
Yeah.
Great start today. We'll see you throughout the week.
Thank you very much.
All right, back to you guys.
Just off the green at the first, Colin Morikawa getting his day started. Right where Scheffler was earlier. We know it's very slow. He's got a little more work to deal with there, but not too bad from down below. Let's head up to the second. Good start for Billy Horschel. Birdied the first. This to go 2 under. You'll see him subtly sneak in there.
No, he's 2 under.
He changed that routine a little bit. Yeah, I love it. Kind of evolved over the last few years, but he does his own thing, as you know. So back to open up for Horschel. This thing about Glover, 121 feet of putts doesn't hurt either for a 45-year-old out here.
You know, the 100-foot mark is the golden mark in a round of golf on the PGA Tour. Anytime you get over that, you're doing well.
Back over to 17 and the South African Christian Bezendo. He's only hit 6 greens in regulation so far. Not a lot of wiggle room here. No. Kept the flight down a little bit. And he can take a breath.
Nice.
To 2 again.
To 2.
Going after it here at the par 5, Bones.
Yeah, 253 back into the wind. This should be doable with the fairway metal.
Do not want to miss this green right. Really short side yourself. Anything short and left, you got a chance to get up and down.
This ball starts left and is drawing. This could get up into the gallery.
If it gets up there on a downslope, it's going to be awfully difficult, and he might just be lucky enough to catch a flatter lie, which will allow him to get a little bit of air under it, which he's going to need.
Yeah, maybe where the gallery has been, so it might be a little flatter up there.
Yeah, and these are the things that he's going to be working out over the next few weeks. You don't come to the players and find your game. Probably see a number of errant and loose shots from Schauffele today.
McIlroy in the deep rough.
Yeah, but drew a great lie from 246. He can get this nickel wood on it.
He can certainly boost up the speed to get through this thick stuff.
Gets a lot of club on it. He's asking for it to sit down. It's on a good line.
This thing's going to come in hot. Just landed into the upslope bones. Got a great kick there. Took all the
Nice kick.
Going to have a long eagle.
Oh boy. He has a good look at eagle.
Already this season. Top 3 in the world together here in the opening round as they chase 6 under par. Lucas Glover in the clubhouse.
Nobody's born with grit. It's something you build over time. 21 missed cuts in a row. For 89 years, Morgan Stanley has offered clients determination and forward thinking to create the future
few can see.
Back in the winner's circle.
Comcast Business doesn't just power businesses. We help turn them into logistics mastering, supply chain transforming, seamlessly restocking, frictionless paying, poke bowl ordering, cyber securing, mobile access grading, data managing. Welcome to the worlding modern businesses. Powering the engine of modern business, Comcast Business.
What does it take to achieve great things? Focus and hard work. The same is true with healthcare. At Optum, we're focused on helping make access to quality healthcare easier and more affordable. And with hard work, we can help healthcare work better for everyone. Optum, helping create a healthier world.
Sunday, exclusively on Peacock. 2 teams, 1 city, everything on the line. Arsenal, Chelsea, ice cold drama. This is the Premier League, streaming on Peacock.
Cock.
Back here to tell you today's coverage is brought to you by Optum, helping create a healthier world. By Morgan Stanley, proud partner of the Players Championship. And by Comcast Business, powering the players, powering possibilities. Little lighthouse down in St. Augustine, just about 20 miles from here. Up the coast to the players, Ponte Vedra, Scheffler's third.
I'm gonna have to chop something out. This has to land just short of the hole if he wants to get it close. There it is. Get closer. Very nice steep angle of attack. Hudson first was able to control the carry.
At the 17th, Aaron Rye trying to match Lucas Glover at 6 under. We've already seen some long ones today.
Yeah, this is about 52 feet. He's made 134 feet of putts today. It's been incredible for him.
We'll have some work left to remain at 5 under. At the 15th, Alejandro Tosti.
No.
Like Spieth, just needed one more revolution.
And you can see the reflection on his ball from the white around the top of the hole there.
Yikes. It's a cool game at times, Terry.
Yes, it is. Might be for Robert McIntyre here in the rough. His third at 16.
This is all lie dependent. Gonna take a big lash at it. See if you can control the run out. We've seen a number of players, Terry, able to really control the flight there and the spin and get it inside 6 feet.
Yeah, not cruel at all. Good opportunity for a birdie. All right, back to the second and Xander here.
Average lie in the rough, but what he has going for him is the ball will land in something of an upslope, and given the moisture that's in him, he has a chance to get this relatively close to the hole.
A lot of work in on Wednesday around the greens with this short stuff. Just trying to get those feels back. Got to hit your spot.
Softly.
Not bad, but he missed his spot by about 6 feet, and
He only missed it by 6 feet.
off of it, and it runs out a little bit on him.
Ben On started on 10 with a birdie. Go back to begin this players.
Par 5, 11th. Good start.
Good start for him.
For Ben On. Scotty Scheffler is the 2-time defending champion, and Kurt, you played in the Players 6 times. You tied for third back in 1988, so you know this golf course well. It's evolved through the years. Why does this golf course fit Scotty's game so well?
Well, he talked about it in his presser before the tournament started. He likes golf courses where you have to shape the ball both ways, and he's capable of doing that. He's the best ball striker in the game. His short game is phenomenal. It'll bail him out on this golf course when he does miss greens. The key for him is going to be putting. He did not putt well at Bay Hill last week, and he's got to get that turned around if he's going to contend again this year.
Let's go back out to 17, and it makes sense for Mr. Happy Hour to be walking around with a ride today.
That's a good one there, Stevie. And to add some context to your putting stats you talked about with Aaron Rai, Kurt talked to his caddy, and he said that this is the best round he's ever had putting, and of course he threw putts.
Right?
Just like
we
Speed.
just started talking about his putting and how great it is. It's a goofy game. He's gained 5.5 shots on the average guy in the field so far with that club alone.
We were talking about Happy Hour and Smiley joking around with a ride. That whole location will be in the front portion, so we could see a hole-in-one perhaps during Happy Hour, which would be awesome, Smiley.
I wouldn't hate that, Steve. At all.
By the way, that was Aaron's first miss. 10 feet and in all day long. He was 9 for 9 coming in to this 17th hole. So now the lead is stretched back out to 2 shots for Lucas Glover.
All right, back at the second. Rory reached in 2. This for Eagle.
A great place to putt from. Can really be aggressive here.
Good run.
Good shot, too.
Just that leg break. Should be a birdie.
That should be a birdie.
Birdie start at this 51st Players, but
At this 50.
Got to go in low and try to bounce it to that top shelf. That's a tough location in the back.
Took a right-hand turn on the shelf.
Let's drop back 1 hole.
Good shot to get this here. This for birdie for Scotty.
Scotty.
But really consistent last week. Arnold Palmer Invitational on the greens. Jake Knapp is second
Jake
at
Knapp
10.
at 10.
Just trying to hammer this and blast it out and try and get it back to this whole location. Wow, that is a good golf shot.
Great golf swing.
Man with a lot of talent. The path for Xander Schauffele here at 2. So that second try to reach at the par 5 was up top and to 9 feet 11 inches.
Just getting his alignment line matched up with the break that he sees in this spot. This spot's made a little bit difficult by the fact that it's downwind. Always makes you feel subconscious like the puck could get away from you.
Hey, Bones, you're out there with this energy, and I'll ask you too, Noda. No matter who you are, you got to get a little revved up playing with the top 3 players in the world and being one of them.
Absolutely. These players are so competitive, and they just kind of judge their own performance against each other and just a little bit more amplified when they play together.
That'll work.
That'll work.
Tell you what, when you're trying to
Buddy.
seeing a couple putts like that go in really boost your confidence.
First 2 holes, back-to-back buddies.
Open up. Remember last year, bogey-free 65. So he shared the lead after the opening round. 54-hole leader went bogey-free in the 3rd round with a 65, and then Scheffler made that charge. Bogey 14 and 50 to lose by 1. And Scotty 5 back. Really 2 different ways to win. The year before he was ahead and ran away from everybody.
Well, he was going through a little bit of a swing change, and in that final round kind of lost his sequencing a little bit and consequently led to a couple errant tee shots, which just allowed Scotty to sort of push forward and hold up the championship trophy.
Billy Horschel getting comfortable over this par save here at 3. Gives one of those birdies back.
It's tough to get the ball up and down around these Pete Dye greens. There's a lot of undulation.
Steven Yeager at 18 drove it in the pine straw, played to here, 3rd on the way.
You can see just how much run out that does have in it when it trickles on in the last 10 or 12 feet as he had to bump that into the apron. I think a lot of players might have opted for a little bit more of a lofted shot there if it wasn't so fast.
Hoffman.
All the way back to the 4th, Charlie Hoffman.
Charlie Hoffman. Drills it.
You know, there's always certain
2 birdies, the 1st and 4th.
Players will pick up on the read very well. It seems short and left of that hole at 4, players are going to pick up on that read pretty easy.
Here's a guy, Kurt, you think would play well on this golf course, Patrick Cantley.
I don't understand why he hasn't, to be honest with you. Maybe that'll get him going.
Speaking of the devil.
Finish here is
to 2.
And the second for Colin Morikawa, Roger Maltby back with us. Raj, how are you?
I'm terrific, Terry. This from 258, 237 front. Perfect angle from the left edge of the fairway. 3-wood.
And that is a dicey spot, Raj. He has short-sighted himself. Seems to have picked up a decent line, but that is going to be a tough up and down.
Can't quite see where it ended up from there. At 10, excellent approach.
10.
This for birdie.
Buddy. For Knapp.
And that's a steal right there. You get out of position off the tee, especially in that fairway bunker up the left, and to be able to walk off with a 3, you're picking up strokes on the field.
Bonus.
Walked away with a 3.
Good look at the par 3. Hole location all the way in the back today, and Rory McIlroy off to a dream start. Birdie, birdie to begin this 50.
Buddy.
188 into a freshening wind. Boy's got 6, which is a lot of clobber.
Maybe 3/4, keep the trajectory
6
down
iron.
just a little bit.
Great call. That's exactly what he's trying to do. Just cutting a little right of it.
Just cutting a little right of the hole.
Low and deep.
That is going to be a brutal spot to get up and down. You can see the grain of that grass sloping away from the hole. That's going to make it even tougher.
Good luck from high above. The 18th tee, Aaron Rye.
Man line.
Bread and butter. He can drive a golf ball.
Turn it.
And look at that.
Turning.
Good swing. Hitting the big swooper. Is it going to catch the fairway? Oh, got a bad break and just ran
Bad
right
break
through.
and in the
I
trees.
think he liked that off the tee. It just kicked straight instead of off that bank.
Bones was alluding to the large
Back to the
galleries
third.
already, and it's only Thursday. That is such a cool spot. People ask us all the time, Kurt, where should I watch here at TPC Sawgrass? That hill on the left, you can see the par 5 second coming in and this beautiful par 3.
That and the practice area is just over the hill to the left as well.
Santa just tapping a 6 iron, just drawing right edge of the green.
Being a little careful there. That'll be a long putt up the slope.
Hole location today, get it to the top shelf and you have a chance. All the birdies that have been made today, number 7 in total, have all been from that top shelf.
The problem is it's really hard to get it on that top shelf and not knock it over the back of the green. Especially now with that wind kicking up. It just makes the shot, Bones, that much more difficult.
It is getting that much harder by the second as this wind picks up. Getting a power cut. Right of the hole, right center of the green.
Okay, safety first there for Sheffield.
Well, at least he's on the green. That's the good news.
18 again.
Back to 18.
Par. Yeah, we know this putt we saw from the opposite side earlier in the day. It's going to go to his left. Got to put it just on the top side of the hole.
There you go. Perfectly read and executed. 68, 4 under, 2 off the lead of Lucas Glover.
Comcast Business helps turn the Players Championship into a ticketless ticketing, multi-shot tracking, birdie putt obsessing, swag securing, global broadcast orchestrating. Will Billy be a winning?
Easy, Rich. No jinxing.
Tee shot mashing, absolutely thrilling, game-changing golf experience. Powering the connectivity of the Players Championship. Comcast Business.
Head down. Eye on the ball. It seems simple, but it's not. It's hard work. It's the same with healthcare. At Optum, we're working hard to help create a healthier world by making quality healthcare easier to access and more affordable for everyone. Head down, eye on the ball. Optum, helping create a healthier world.
At Morgan Stanley, old school hard work
Nice shot.
meets bold new thinking.
I don't know what hole that is.
Partnering to unlock new ideas. to create new legacies, to transform a company, industry, economy, generation. Because grit and vision, working in lockstep, puts you on the path to your full potential. Old school grit.
Yeah, I just
new
missed
world
the damn
ideas.
hole.
Morgan Stanley.
These young kids get to be great champions and inspire themselves.
On Golf Channel, the future stars of golf drive, chip,
And
putt.
put.
At the historic Augusta National Golf Club.
Go.
This is a dream come true. Picture for a lifetime.
The Drive, Chip, and
Putt.
Putt National Finals. Sunday, April 6th
Six.
on Golf Channel.
Adam Scott on the way up. The second is third. Just trying to hack it out.
Nice
Does a
shot.
job of keeping it
That's
just
second.
underneath the hole.
Just underneath the hole.
2004 champ here at the Players. To 3 again.
You said it was a lot of club bones, and it certainly was for McIlroy.
And now he's left himself with a very difficult chip, played for some grass that is trampled down because it's where the
I
players
think
exit.
I agree. I think it was too much club.
So the grass is laying into him, if you will. This is all about the strike. He's got plenty of room to bump it short of the green if he wants, or take something up top.
It's so tough to bump it into the hill, though, isn't it? Because you can't make contact with the back of the ball cleanly. Going out.
And that could get away some more 20 feet or so.
Maybe more now that it caught the edge of that slope.
Pine straw right of the
Back
fairway.
to 18.
Rise second.
And from 144, he's got a 9-iron in his hand, so that tells me he's going to be bringing the flight down and taking something off of this, trying to land on the front of the green. That's just on a nice line here.
Foot slipped just a little bit, but I think overall Smiley's going to be pretty happy with that.
Kind of expect that in the Pine straw.
You do a little bit. You try and get stabilized, and with the spike configurations now with players, not many using metal spikes, but you're going to see a little bit of slip, but they're so coordinated and gifted that they usually manage to get the club face on the ball.
Third for Morikawa here at the second, Raj.
It could have been
Morikawa
worse. Perfect
third.
line, a bit of an uphill slope.
Second.
If he catches this right, he should be able to spin it pretty good. Hit on the downslope, though.
Hit it on the downslope.
Yep.
Go.
Colin trying to bounce back from that loss down the stretch last week at the Arnold Palmer Invitational to Russell Henley.
Xander Schauffele is a long ways away from the hole at the third for birdie.
This is Lag City right here, guys.
Not a ton of break, though. Just under
Huh.
2 feet of break. Get that speed right. He's going to be really happy with that.
Well, it could have been worse. Could have rolled 10 feet past the hole.
Maybe he did knock off that rust you talked about last week.
Might have.
At Bay Hill. Bud Cauley has climbed his way onto the first page of the leaderboard just to get within 2. Yeah, dialed in is Bud.
Bud Cauley,
Only
the
4
4
pars
unders.
with just 2 holes remaining.
He's made a ton of birdies out there today.
Rasmus Højgaard, we've seen this putt nota being made time and again.
Yeah, it does have some turn. And see how far out there he puts it. It's going to make it back.
Drills it.
That's the place to be, Terry. I mean, you got to take on the water just a little bit, but that's the place where players seem to be rolling it in.
Haven't seen one missed yet.
No.
Back at the third, and Rory McIlroy is going to be playing before Scotty Scheffler's birdie putt. This is a par save comes.
And Roy's stalking this from every angle, and as Kurt mentioned, very little break going up and over this ridge. Let's see how aggressive Rory is here.
Didn't turn enough for
Good stroke, though. That had all kinds of chances to go in with a little less pace.
Say back to the par 5.
Time for Tommy Fleetwood to break through. This would be a great week, huh?
Be a great week. He's been knocking on the door for a number of years now. Just hasn't been able to
And drills it.
touches on it, but off to a nice start here.
7-time winner on the DP World Tour, Europe. But looking for his first PGA Tour win.
Tour.
Back to 3.
Back to
Scotty Scheffler, he had the best tee shot of the three in this group.
Saw those black golf balls on the green there.
Time now for the FedEx Cup summary, and Scotty Scheffler, his points here at the Players, and, well, he's a two-time defending champion, no surprise. He's garnered that many, and the current standings entering the week, Sepp Straka leading the way.
Got a chance.
Let's go.
Buddy.
No struggle at three for Scotty.
You know, you always kind of stay away from comparisons to Tiger, but season comparison, 2001 Tiger, Scotty Scheffler, look at this. 1-15 under, 1 at 15 under. Look at the Players, 36-hole deficit, and then the Masters second title.
Well, he's the only player in the last 20 years that's really come close to putting up Tiger-like statistics and Tiger-like numbers. Obviously, Tiger sets a high standard, but Scheffler has put up some remarkable numbers in this 2 or 3 year run he's been on.
Morikawa.
Birdie.
For Buddy.
Yeah, no longer than he wanted, but he's able to get it done. Remarkably consistent, but talked about it last week, hadn't won in a while.
McIlroy, to pay attention to those.
And he putted well at Bay Hill. He didn't have his best ball striking week, so he's looking to piece it all together here this week.
Let's go back to 18.
Good second from Aaron Rye here, setting this up now.
And Terry, this is the exact same hole location they used on Sunday this past year, and Scotty Scheffler had a putt to post to potentially win the golf tournament. He eventually didn't have to go into a playoff, but it was this exact same putt, and it's very difficult, Noda, to pick up exactly what this putt does. You feel like it wants to go left, but really has a tendency to not want to break and hang on the right side.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a flattening of that front left portion of the green, which where he's standing, where his feet are, he gets a sense that it wants to turn hard and continue that break at the hole, but it has a tendency to want to straighten out just a touch.
And he's got it set up, I would say, about a half ball out on the right side. And that wasn't very good, no.
That was a bad read.
By the way, Sunday hole location this year, back left. Be the right club today, Al Sutton, back in 2000. Moment ago, Adam Scott for birdie. Yeah. So, on to par to go to Scott, and this group has moved to the tee at the third.
Colin Morikawa coming off that birdie. And Roger, what's three look like today in these conditions?
Well, the hole all the way in the back, sort of right side of the green on the rear tier, and the wind blowing down and a little bit left to right. Now, Colin likes to cut it, so this ball's going to come in probably with a little less spin, and if it gets moving much left to right, it can easily kind of run through on the right side.
As good an iron player as there is in the game.
Gave it some room on the left.
Left.
Working right at it. Now it would stay.
About the same spot Roy was at.
Just can't afford to go long.
So hard to get into that top shelf to two.
U.S. Ryder Cup captain Keegan Bradley's third, the par 5.
He's got to be feeling really good headed into this week. Had a solid performance last week.
Oh, almost a hole-in-one.
Yeah, played great. Just top to bottom, just a quality player.
Now, Roger, one of the prettiest swings in all of golf.
Of all time. This is an 8-iron. Got him.
Ooh.
Leaning like it's going a little right. Way right.
Ooh.
Friendly bounce.
Hit that tree and came back to the left. If it had to hit the tree, he would have been in some deep stuff over there.
Wow.
That's 4 to 16.
4 to 16.
Par 5 from the bunker.
Really putting together a nice run early in his PGA Tour career. That is well done for the Stanford grad on his birthday.
That's true, where he went to college.
I want to get too excited about that.
To 3. The gold medalist just made a birdie at 3, Roger. Now the silver medalist is on the tee.
And he, too, has grabbed an 8-iron. Wind freshening just a bit, and there is help in it.
Interesting wind shift for Raj. It was in off the left for the previous group, now helping from the left.
Ha!
Trying to hold that draw.
He climbed the hill.
He climbed the hill.
They fear going long. It is so tough to get up and down over the back of this green.
Yeah, we saw that with McElroy. You're better off being short of this whole location today than being long.
Alejandro Tosti, this is his 4th at 16. Be careful, man.
Well, he's already been in the lake once in the last couple of days, so
With the ace.
I'm sure he doesn't want to go back in.
No work left. Up to 18. Aaron Rye left with this for par.
Just put the finishing touches on a solid start. That is a great round of golf.
68.
For Aaron Rye.
4 under.
Coming into his own on the PGA Tour. Had a
Group of 4, just 2 off the lead.
At the 5th, a little bit earlier, the oldest man in the field, Charlie Hoffman, 48.
Charlie
years of
Hoffman.
Good drive, trying to get to this back right hole location. No problem.
Come on. Showing the young guys how to get it done, and now the birdie putt to get to 3 under quickly out of the gates for Charlie.
Got his health back here the last couple of years. He's still a grinder. Works so hard at it all the time.
Just kind of moseys about his business out there to 6.
Ryan Fox to get it to even par.
Ryan Fox to get it to even par. Drills it.
Traveling. Beautiful player, very powerful. Spent most of his years out on the DP World Tour. Now playing a lot more in the U.S.
Toasty for par at 16.
Toasty for par.
Well, you mentioned it. In the water already this week.
Yeah, he got awfully close to the water there at 16 today, and this was yesterday in the practice round where players and caddies both took a shot at this whole location, and Toasty hits it right behind and doesn't have a chance, Terry. And look at him.
He was going in the water at the end.
He's so excited. I don't know that he knew it was just a practice round, and then his little hand there just pushes him right. I think he was mad that he pushed him in, but
not easy to get out of that water. Took him a while to get back on dry land. Celinda now for birdie at 16.
Ah, that was something to see.
he's done a great job of refining his game. Got his first win on the Corn Ferry Tour down in the Panama Championship last year. Played his way onto the PGA Tour and nearly had a chance to win a couple weeks ago at Vedanta. Posted a final round 65 and just came up a little bit short.
Alan Morikawa will be away and first to putt here for Bernie Roger at the par 3/3.
And from the middle of the green, so he will be putting mostly uphill out of the lower area in the center of the green. And it should move some to his right on the way up there. Doesn't do a lot around the cup. Mostly break to the right will be, I think, in the middle of the putt as it comes up the hill.
The greens are just under 13 on the step meter. They're going to start slowing them down a little bit. They've already told the players starting tomorrow and then especially for Saturday because of the expectation of some very heavy wind.
Which will make this place play wild.
Gosh. And Raj can still read them. That was in if he gets it there.
Never a doubt with Raj Daddy. Back to 2. Bradley for birdie.
Did say the Ryder Cup captain, if he makes the top 6, automatic pick, he would play.
And as he should. I think that you earn your way
He's
onto
one
the
under.
team through a very difficult qualification process, and you were in those top 6. I think the team would be disappointed if you didn't play.
Right, 4th hole, that's the whole location right there. We've seen putts made left of the flag stick. Leave Xander Schauffele is away.
And boy, does he have some work to deal with here. Heavy lie. We've seen balls hit into the water from this position today.
97 complete min, and that's actually right at the pin. Yeah. So it's closer to 100 min, we'll say.
How many people still have to left to deal?
Got a good line? I do.
Well, walk us through those numbers.
Here.
Are you on one more? You like sandwich?
Judging that line, I want you to be able to swing at it.
I'm gonna swing at it. One is like this, right, guys? Like this. Right to left.
Yeah, I mean, favor and right.
The cover's about 97. I like
Tap
this.
is more on lines. I just don't like it all the time.
You want to be in the fairway here, no?
Yeah, that left
Yeah.
is no fun, especially with the hole cut all the way over to the left. And Bones, he said 100 min online.
Yeah, they're looking for 100 minimum in the air. In other words, don't focus on anything other than hitting this club at least that far.
Has to go minimum of 100 to cover that water. He's going to favor out to the right, trying to use the slope. There's a slope about 6 or 7 paces right of the hole.
Get the hole.
Got a lot of club on it. This should certainly get to the green and actually quite deep, possibly.
Well out to the right, safely on, but that is a daunting 2-putt right there.
Oh boy. That's a long putt.
Near the lip of that bunker, maybe?
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see, yeah, his left foot is out of the bunker, so this will throw off his balance somewhat from 103.
103 from McElroy.
He's lined up well out to the right. Going to try and spin something off the hill there, get it down to that appropriate level.
Great contact. This is going to really juice for him.
Oh!
Come on now. That was beautifully done. Clipped it perfectly. You got to catch ball first to produce your carry number. They're concerned about carry number. Sometimes you get a few extra yards out of these fairway bunkers because you clip it so clean. But clean contact, hit his number, use the slope. That is excellent course management right there.
Direct left-hand turn in the fairway for a second shuffler.
Scheffler is second.
Trying to turn something off the bank.
And this is going to drift on down.
Pretty good.
They really know the golf course and their notes, and they know where to put the ball. Sometimes you just are able to put it there.
Bones referenced it, final round, second from 91 yards right here last year.
Now you can just hear the sound. Contact so clean, which means it's going to hit his number. And that was dialed into perfection.
On his way to a bogey-free 64 in that final round.
With the cabin and wire it in, can you take your mother to Sam's so she can get some supplies for the
Over
cabin?
17, Isaiah Salinda.
Just a gap wedge for him.
Just a gap wedge.
Appears to be on a good line.
That'll work.
That'll work.
Easy on his first ever attempt in competition. Players. Tommy Fleetwood, remember that ace we saw in the practice round from Toasty? Tommy Fleetwood made a hole-in-one at 17 in a practice round in 2020. There he is for birdie a little while ago at 3. Spin you back to the aforementioned Toasty on the tee. Back-to-back, perhaps, Kurt?
I don't know. He's an aggressive player. Let's see if he can get it to that top level.
Oh, he did.
That's a good shot, though. Stayed there, and he'll have a decent look at a 2.
To 6. Drew Putnam a moment ago.
Drew
His
Putnam.
just off the green.
Just off the green.
Going to try and hit something, get it to check.
How about a hole-in-one for Buddy?
I'm going to run out just a bit, but it had a little bit of brakes on it that might only been about 6 or 8 feet.
No doubt.
The pin got in the way.
Yep.
Yeah, the pin got in the way.
The 8th.
That's what happened.
3, missed the green, but calling.
This is a weird angle here because it's going to try and run down and away. And was that
Right hand turn it took.
A little bit of work left to stay at 4 under 2 back. To the 5th.
Do the 5th.
Lee
He made a run a couple of years ago versus
Min Woo Lee.
He did. Promising, very talented player.
Dunks it
Been able to really
for
get
birdie.
himself in the hunt as much as we thought he was
3
going to.
under.
Heck of a start.
Yeah.
Sandy, back one hole.
Shoffley from long range here.
Back to the fourth.
Tale of two halves here. Uphill into the green and then downhill down green into the basin very fast the last half.
For a 2-putt.
Try and kill it right at the top of the slope. It's not done.
Man, that's so well judged. I know he's got work here, but that was really well.
I mean, the tough part about that part is you got to deal with leaving it up on the top slope, and he took that risk on.
Well, Phillips, what a great story. Won last week in Puerto Rico.
Phillip.
Well, I love the show. We got a couple of Stanford guys in the field this week. Phillips.
Left-hand turn from the hole.
PGA Tour card off the Korn Ferry Tour, and only 10 starts coming off the PGA Tour University exemption he was granted, so really taking advantage of the opportunities the tour has created for these young players.
Tell the story more throughout the day. Here's how they got here at 4, and so just outside of 11 feet for McIlroy.
Just outside of 11 feet for McIlroy. Now, if he backs up any farther, he's going to get drenched.
Take some turn out of it.
Again, careful. These guys are athletes, though.
Great
Oh,
balance.
Yeah.
athletes.
On the putting green, especially in the
They're
water.
professional athletes. Come on, get it right.
In these waters, you got to keep an eye on.
Oh, yeah.
But as Bone said, this is all pace. If you want to straight back up the hill, it's a hard right to left putt. You can keep the pace up, take a little break out. Or if you want to die in the hole, you add a little bit of break. Dealer's choice.
Didn't turn.
Charlie Hoffman drove it in the tree, so scrambling here. This for par. Went the other way.
The other way. Left-hand turn.
Charlie.
Charlie?
And Scotty here with a chance
Scotty.
at 4.
One of the things you gotta love about this guy is he played a pretty ragged first couple holes, missed the fairway.
Can I see the
one, played
full?
up the left rough on
I want
the
to see
second
the.
hole here. Both of his
Okay.
numbers are 200 through 2. Scotty being even, but he just never lets anything bother him. Just stays in the same headspace the entire time. Makes an unbelievable 2 on the last, and of course now has this to get to 2 under for the round.
Yeah, it's a wonderful observation in terms of Scotty's game, and when he is firing on all cylinders, every single hole he can birdie. Doesn't really have to rely on the par 5s, but like as you said, goes to a difficult third hole, makes a birdie there, and then comes here and has a chance to make another birdie. So he can get on runs at any time.
Drills it.
When your opponent is stoic, hitting great shots, making putts, and then saying whether it's good or bad, it's intimidating on some level.
Well, and that's the part of the game that was a big challenge this week.
So looking for the 3-peat here, 3 in a row at Players 3-peat breakdown on the PGA Tour overall since 1983. So 8 guys have done it. Tiger's done it a couple of times. Stuart Ackerley it could be as well. And we talked about the last time Steve Stricker was done, but to do it here at Players, man, that's I want to say different level.
And just the remarkable win percentage. That's kind of in the Jack Nicklaus era. Obviously, Tiger's was closer to 30%, but you get over 10% in win percentage, you're in some rare air.
Shoffley. Yeah. Good 2-putt, really good 2-putt.
And that can give you a little bit of momentum when you fend off a bogey. Was out of position off the tee, you're able to salvage a par. That's a big boost of momentum around here.
So Linda's already putted for birdie at the 17th, knocked it way by. We were kind of hoping for a hole-in-one for many reasons, but wanted to see Toasty go full Jerry Pate once again.
2 days in a row.
I don't know. He actually told our Johnson Wagner that if he made an ace on 17, oh, it comes up just short of the birdie putt. He told Johnson, if I make an ace on 17, I'm going in.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he sure did.
Must have been a wet 18th for him in that back.
I don't know how he played the last hole.
What a personality that kid has, Terry.
Bit of trouble here at 4 for Colin Rudge.
Yeah, flamed it right off the tee into the fairway bunker here. It was a very nice line, a wonderful angle. But still, 124 to the hole. And I would imagine the breeze coming against a little bit. I would imagine from here, that slope right at the hole would look pretty inviting. I don't know that he'd want to go dead at the hole coming out of this fairway bunker.
Yeah, great point. Saw Scheffler hit a nice shot out of here, Raj. Players are hitting the green at a slightly higher percentage from this fairway bunker than they are from the right rough.
This right of the hole, and this should catch the slope.
That is a makeable putt.
Sand was coming.
Oh, it was coming when Raj talked about the wind coming back in your face. That's one thing you know, Kurt. When you settle into one of these shots, you're going to get a face full of sand.
Yep. And it stays for the rest of the day.
Now, what do you want for your birthday? I'll take a par at 17, says Isaiah. Hey,
Away.
he gives his wish.
Yeah, good 2-putt, good comeback putt there.
Yep. Good comeback.
To the tee at 5, and Scotty Scheffler looks like he's on the move a little bit now after birdies at 3 and 4 bones.
Just a little bit of momentum. Always a beautiful thing on a Thursday. It's a tournament as important as this.
Check out the ball speed here. Tour average this season 175 miles per hour, which is 76. The target is right there. This is what Pete Dye does. He makes it look like there's no fairway out there when you're standing on this tee.
Just a power slider up the left center. This should be perfect.
Really well done. And you
Nice
see
shot.
there's much curve on that ball. And that's when he hits it the furthest, when it has 180 miles an hour right there.
You talked about the sight on the tee at 5. What do you see?
Well, here's the hole right here. Just the angle that you have to tee off there. It's 471, 300 to carry that right side. You can also go through into the left rough or that bunker. You got a false front here on the 5th green. Tucked pin over there, back right today. The whole key on this 5th hole is getting that drive in the fairway. If you do that, you can turn this into potentially a birdie hole, but it's an intimidating drive. You have to be really committed to where you're going and what kind of shot you're playing off the tee. And right now, that's what they're discussing. Target here for Schauffele.
Bones, less than half the field has hit this fairway today at 5, the second most difficult fairway to find.
It's a tougher tee shot for Xander than it was for Scotty, who hits the slider. Xander tends to turn the ball over.
He's got 300 carry in there.
What is it? Good tee shot, but it's turning
Good tee
right
shot.
now. Let's see if it gets to the rough. It does.
Oh, maybe just in the first cut, though, a soft bounce may have saved him there, Bones. We can see the ball pretty plainly.
Al McElroy and Bones over the years, he has been a magician with this club in his hands.
Kurt, you ever seen better balance in your life?
Man, this is just, he potentially the best driver of a golf ball that's ever swung a driver. I mean, he can, when you combine length and relative accuracy with him.
And his ball speed right there, let's see it.
He's lost this well to the right. I don't think the water's in play, but it'll probably finish in the sand.
And, yeah, looked like it hit into the side of the bank there. Boy, that could be a very awkward spot right there on the very edge of that bunker.
Look at the ball coming out. How does it stay there?
Well, there's 4-inch rough right there for one reason. But, wow, that's going to be interesting. That is going to be an awkward position to play that second shot.
Back to the 4th again. Second for Tommy Fleetwood. This is the mayor's office here. You can go right at it.
Yeah.
Just dial your number in. You can get it to drift back over to the flag. Missed a spot just a little bit. Coming up a touch short, but the first one counts, you know. And I expect a lot out of these guys.
Don't get me wrong, but I know that he'll feel like he missed it by about a yard or two.
Hey, what a day. Low 70s, blue skies, sunshine. Yeah, wind a factor, but it's going to be more of a factor over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Lucas Glover done for the day, 66 at 6 under, leading the way.
Every workout, every swing. To achieve your goals, you have to be driven. At Optum, we're driven to
Whoops.
create a healthier world, to make quality healthcare easier to access, and more affordable for everyone. Every payer, every provider, every patient. Optum, helping create a healthier world. Nobody's born with grit. It's something you build over time. But creating a future only you can see demands relentless pursuit. For 89 years, Morgan Stanley has offered clients the same determination and forward thinking that defined Justin Rose's career. Because the only way to reach your full potential is to pair the vision of what's possible with the grit it takes to make it happen.
On Avedra Beach, beautiful area here, natural white sand beaches, plenty to enjoy, oceanfront hotels, award-winning restaurants, shopping, place for endless family fun, just about a mile from where we are, TPC Sawgrass. So, bring you back from high above, over here, the Players Stadium course. It's Lucas Glover leading the way at 6 under. Right out to the play here at 13.
While we were away, the Frenchman, Mathieu Pavon. Not a bad place to miss it on that right edge.
And then he dunks.
Yeah, better than left. Long and left over there. The really tough spot to putt from.
Whoops. Huge win last week in Puerto Rico.
Had to wait a little while, had some back issues to really get his tour career started, but boy, it didn't take him long to get going, did it? What, third start and he won in Puerto Rico?
Yep. Just a little off the target there. At 13, Camilo Villegas is playing nicely.
Right on Pavon's line.
Makes it to the three points, 3 straight birdies for Camilo. Up to the 5th, and Xander.
187 first cut, a little right to left hurt. Sends it way up in the air, and this well left of the flag. Could miss the green left.
Oh my gosh, wait until he sees where this ended up. This is going to be brutal.
Byram sounds so menacing.
Wait till he gets there.
It does. Morikawa for birdie here.
See how far out to the right he's playing in, about good 6 or 7 feet, and that still wasn't enough.
Right over the coin. 5. What a drive that was, Bones, from Scotty Scheffler.
At 176, and with his slider ball flight, he has a chance to get to this well-right hole location here.
That whole location over that little mound on that right-hand side is a great chance to see if he can cut one in there. Great look from behind.
This ball is actually right of the flag, I believe.
Pretty good spot. Watching that thing par right into that location on the right.
For 3 in a row is Scotty, and there is the lie. Rory McIlroy troubling Bones, or not that big a deal?
Not only not a big deal, if he wanted to, if the lip was here, he could hit drive round. This lie, the ball sitting up so much on some sand. but he should have no problem knocking this on the green from about 57.
Can he be playing for a draw here with that wind out of the right?
Good call. A draw right into the center of the green.
He was really lucky there to catch it a wide that clean that he could handle out of there. That could have been a lot worse, but he handled it well.
Take a look at this swing one more time.
You could just tell it was just on that upslope, great lie, aimed a little out to the right there. It would have been tough to start it in the middle and hold it.
To 4 again.
Tommy Fleetwood, excellent shot in here. This for birdie.
Misses mark that time. That misses mark. That was about as easy of a read as he's going to have today, just on that right edge, and drilled it.
To the 9th. Bud Cauley finishing things up. Trying to do it in style as well.
He's going to be awfully happy, though, with this start.
4 under 68 to get things going on the Players? Absolutely.
Yeah, and, you know, the wind is supposed to pick up as we go along here this week. So getting off to a great start makes you a little more comfortable.
68 if you count them all up, but only 6 pars on the card.
Popular spot in this bunker. Keegan.
Yeah, again, players are able to find a green. Slightly higher rate. It did not sound clean. Is he going to get enough out of it?
Ouch.
Man, that is a huge mistake. Did not look like the ball was sitting down. It looked like the ball was clean. That's just a user error right there.
Birdie tried just off the edge. Minwoo Lee are at 6.
Tough to get this ball turning over. He does a nice job of controlling the run out there.
Yeah, solid start. 3 under. 6, one of the toughest holes out here today. Share a third in terms of difficulty. Check in on past champ Ricky Fowler. This is 2nd and 4.
And again, needs to carry this right hole high. Little spin to the left. See that nice, clean covering the ball. And short though.
Hang on. Johnston, thicker cut. 5.
Xander Schauffele, tough bones.
Brutal shot here. Herb Arms sounded menacing for a reason. This is going to miss the green. I don't see how you can possibly keep it on the surface.
I mean, just such a bad spot. And that guy has a great short game. If he couldn't handle it, not many people could have.
At the 11th, just off the green is Phillips. A win like he had last week in Puerto Rico can really propel you forward confidence-wise.
I mean, tremendous. I mean, it was obvious that this guy has a lot of talent, or he wouldn't even be out on the PGA Tour yet. But to win that early and get that confidence. Brad Faxon and I talked to him a little bit the other day. Just a really nice kid, too. He's just smiling ear to ear, man, when we congratulated him on the win. Yeah, it was fun.
Let's see what's going on back at 4.
So Smiley drop zone time for Keegan.
And no, that lie was good in the fairway bunker, but you know, with wedge shots, it made it very difficult to play. Definitely going heavy. Now just 60 yards. Gonna try to put some spin on this. And that was flushed.
Players at this level in that 40 to 60 yard range.
McIlroy from the middle of the green at 5.
Sliding right the entire way, just not enough for Rory on this particular effort.
But after just losing that drive to the right, though, 4 is a good score there for him. He'll be happy with that.
Back at the par 3 third, Akshay Bhatia from the lower shelf. One of his 2 PGA Tour titles in a few weeks in San Antonio. Cool look at the fifth, and Xander Schauffele bones. His ball is right up against that collar.
He is up against it right here. This would be very makeable if his ball was 6 inches closer to the hole, but he's got to be really careful with his contact here. That was 2 grooves low there.
Wow. He has been a little unlucky on this hole so far. That primary cut of rough right behind that ball. He knew he had to chop down on it a little bit to catch ball first, a little bit more steep attack.
Cool look at 8 there, Terry.
Yeah, par 3, 224, Sammy Belmaki at 1 under.
Perfect in greens and regulations today. This one's just coming in just slightly left or right. On the line there.
Trace looked great, didn't it?
That was cool. That was a well-struck shot. 8 for 8 in greens and regulation today. Awesome view from high above the fifth. You see the gallery all around that par 4. And Xander's had a few bad break bones so far on this hole.
Yeah, he's trying like crazy to knock this in and save 5. Be interesting if you paid attention to what Rory Spot did. Rory Spot did not go as much right in the last 4 or 5 feet as he expected. This is on a fairly similar line.
So important to these guys to keep those double bogeys off the card, and it's not always easy here. GPC Sawgrass, a lot of trouble to be had.
For Xander, limits the damage. Now, Scotty, the opposite would be applied here to Scotty Scheffler bones. As much as Xander made a mess of this fifth, Scotty Scheffler played it pretty spot on.
And certainly putting from the other side of the hole where we saw Rory and Xander putt from is particularly difficult because it's side hill, a little bit of grain involved. Scotty now couldn't be in a better position. It's going to turn a little bit from his right to left, but a great place, the best place on this green to putt from.
Well, he went to work this week. Phil Kenyon is here, his putting coach, and he grinded. They spent a lot of time working on things. He was 49th out of 51 that made the cut last week at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, so he needed to get to work with this club.
For 3 straight
Turn off the
birdies.
TV then. Oh man.
Phillips on the tee, good look behind.
Yeah, going with less than driver, trying to find position. Tee is set back. Some players not opting for the driver for the most part here. He losses out to the right. And he did, so he's going to have some issues there trying to get it closer to that whole location. Looks like it's sitting up a bit, so he's got a bit of a chance.
On 18, Isaiah Salinden trying to finish up with a birdie.
This has some hard right movement in it. Just never got it high enough.
Just got it not enough high enough.
Terry, I mean, you come out here your first time, you're happy to be here, but you also want to play well, and you get off to a 3-under start. That's pretty special.
Fowler missed his birdie try at 4, and this was bogey after a really good shot from the drop zone for Keegan. We jump back up to 18, Alejandro Tosti to finish with a par.
Saw Aaron Rodgers play earlier from this, so just never so slightly moves to the left. This guy is fiery. He will show some emotion. You don't have to wonder which one he is when you watch him play golf, but put some pretty remarkable streaks of golf together in his short time on the PGA Tour.
And hit it through the break that time.
A huge putter there, a huge mallet style type putter. Just trying to get as much balance and restrict the wobbliness through impact.
Share stick down to just below that 70 and 204 off the lead. All right, back to the tee at 6. You see that tree back again. It's a different one, but same look. Scheffler on the
Chevron on the way.
Something flat, hit it in the short grass. And that is well done.
So it's certainly in your vision, in your thought, and in play.
It's more so in your mind. I mean, you got to come in here and you talk to a number of players throughout the week, and everybody is understanding that they have to flatten out that tee shot just a touch.
Look at how low that is. And we send it over to Carfax.
Thank you. And alongside the last man into the field this week, courtesy of his win at the Puerto Rico Open, you've been speaking about it. Carl, congratulations. Have you had a chance to process winning in just your fourth career start on the PGA Tour while preparing for this, the biggest event of your career at the Players?
Yeah, I've had a couple of days. Monday, Tuesday was kind of process it, soak it all in, and try to get some pressure in between that. And I think yesterday was a really good day for here.
Well, I know you live here now as well, so you're fairly familiar with the golf course. Let's speak a bit about what happened, obviously, on Sunday. You've got some connections with Tiger Woods. We know you're a player ambassador for Sunday Red. You're a fellow Stanford grad. The winner of your voicemail.
Just said he was super proud of me and loved watching that back nine, so that was really cool.
It was cool. We enjoyed watching it too. Born in Indonesia, grew up in Australia, moved here to the United States age 12, courtesy really of a hugely successful YouTube channel. Your father's been a huge part of that journey. Can you describe the role he's played?
Yeah, he's done everything. He sacrificed so much himself to get in the way I am today, so I 100% wouldn't be here without him.
I know how close that relationship is. You said that you live here now. You finished runner-up in the Junior Players 5 years ago in 2020. So how comfortable and confident after the win are you feeling here at Sawgrass this week?
Pretty comfortable, considering it's the Players, the biggest tournament I've ever played in, and obviously just rolling with that confidence from last week a little bit, and just trying to have fun out here and enjoy it.
We're enjoying getting to know you. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
All right, that was Carl. Back to you guys.
All right, Carl, thanks. So another look at this 30 feet up there, 28 feet with the branch going out for McElroy.
Yeah, player! Just flattening out those tee shots a touch, and you can still, it's not getting under there by much.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of the design, I think, what Pete Dye had intended with the design is just get in the players' heads at any time possible. And you can see that just beautifully covering that tee shot.
Yeah, so you remember
Wow.
the day, this was part of the design, the old tree that was here, the live oak, and it was 2014 when they lost that. So from 2014 to 2024, on the right, that's what it looked like from the tee for the Players. But Jeff Plotz, the director of operations here, found another one about 100 yards away and had it transplanted here. I mean, it's pretty, it was a massive effort to transplant that tree, and it's back again, similar to what it used to look like.
There's so much effort going into that. Just having to transplant a tree and get it to stick and then get it to grow and be healthy. There's a lot that goes in, much beyond my pay grade there, Terry.
Xander.
I'm starting to wonder if it frames the hole so well, the fairway, that maybe guys will have to hit better tee shots because of that tree.
It'd be good to see the statistics at the end of the week compared to the last few years.
Guys, here's how they did it. It's 100,000 pounds over that, they tell us, and inflatable tubes underneath, and you've got to dig out the surroundings and then transport that. Dave's the third part of that whole effort. He's been helping renovate here, too. It's unbelievable.
Remarkable job there getting all that done.
Got her up a moment ago, an expert arborist over there. Got her up at the par 3.
Oh. Min Woo Lee.
Plenty of green to work with coming from there. But he's going to have to drive. That's good stuff.
14. They've only started this stream 1 hour now.
YouTube videos of his swing got some attention into the U.S. when he was 11 years old, won all the country tournaments in.
That was part of a wonderful team at Stanford alongside
Yeah, I'll be right back, okay?
University promotion to the tour. So
You ready?
All right, 16 to par 5. JJ's falling. Let's get there in 2.
Bears is favoring the left edge of this green. If it peels off, great, but if not, they still got a shot. Oh my goodness.
Went right at him.
Thankfully, it stayed dry. And he was holding his breath there, among other things, as that ball just nearly covered that water.
Barely carried.
Back here at the 6th, the second for Scheffler, Bones.
The gap wedge to a top par 7 hole location from 129. It's just right of the hole.
Uses that slope very nicely, as he did at the 4th hole, so pretty solid iron play thus far from Scotty.
Very toughest hole on the golf course today, the 6th hole.
Right here for the next 2.
Boy, he's got 113 yards left, and like everybody else in the group, successfully navigated the tree of doom off the tee, and Roy was particularly worried about it. He said he had that tree was right in the window that he typically hits his shots that are needed off this tee in terms of length, so he certainly flattened it out as numbers suggested he should.
Well, this is the area, again, he put a lot of work in on Tuesday and Wednesday with his launch monitor, just a lot of wedges, trying to just figure out how to sequence it up and produce the yardages and the carries that he needs. It's been a part of the game that he struggled with early in the year. We've documented it over the past few years. Wonderful drive with the ball, does everything great, just sometimes unable to hit those numbers from these short yardages.
Yeah.
This wind just out of nowhere has come up and it's straight down, so it makes this shot that much more tenuous. He did come up short here. There's a false front in the right center part of the green. It's just right of it. He had more spin.
And just another example, you miss the number, it was only by a couple yards, but nonetheless he missed the number on the wrong side, and now has put himself in a tough spot there to salvage 4.
What are you thinking? Like playing 10 number?
Yeah, off a down slope, yes. I don't think it's going to get
It's
much.
not going to get the height, right?
No.
And I don't want to get knocked down if it is. I like 10 number and just well right of it. That's more on my power. I think number is 106. Then he went after the flag. And that was when he's down into the basin. So if you're not beat his caddy anywhere, stay right at the flag.
All the way up to 16, Jeremy Phillips got a chance for eagle here. It's coming from that top shell.
Yeah.
We just had some racing stuff happen at 17. Next race, first ever attempt at 17 in competition here at the Players.
Gracie man.
Tee shot. Into the water. So takes a few steps to the left and then goes to the drop zone curve and then missed that,
Which is about 90 yards now to the hole. The wind has shifted the opposite direction.
just well made it from the drop zone. Max did not.
Cut that one thin.
He did get the next one onto the green, so it has been a very difficult debut at 17 for Max Gracier. the agua, and the ball's in the water. 60 now. 60 golf balls in the water. There is trouble all over this golf course today. Not in the water here at 6.
Are you waiting?
Putter from off the green.
There is trouble all over this shot. Very difficult to get this one 3 feet of the hole. Up the rise, something like 6 feet. And once it gets past the flag, it is lightning fast.
And the difficulty here is that if he doesn't climb over that ridge where the hole is cut, it will come back to the front part of the green, but if it's got too much pace, it's going to run well by.
Yep. Still. Fine. Stop.
9 golf balls in the water today already, and this for a quad, and he makes that.
It can ruin your whole week. One hole, one bad swing, or just, a little bit of a mistake on the read on where the wind is and how long it's playing.
First player to hit multiple golf balls in the water at 17 this week. 9 guys did it in the last 2 editions.
Saw that second here at 16 just earlier. This for Eagle, J.J. Small.
Come on.
Well, that was tracking too, but I think all things considered, hanging it out just a bit right on that second. It found dry land. He may just walk off with a 4.
Bring it back to the 6th, and they're taking a look.
He'd be very happy with his second, but one shocking light about it is he's left himself about he can be very aggressive with it now. Back up the hill, turning a little bit to his left.
Just like the tap in for birdie at 16.
Just that much more.
Okay. 12. Phillips. And all the way up here.
Hacked it out of the thick stuff to here, and now just trying to get something in tight. It goes in great, but does a nice job with the speed control there. And
He retreats here at 6. As Scotty Scheffler is getting set.
Tough read to make up here. Certainly you should go a little bit to his right. It's hard to see what the putt's going to do in the last 6 feet. It gets close to the hole. Yeah, excuse me, because the ball was on something of the crown. This is also about did you get a little aggressive if you get 4 or 5 feet past the hole in a hurry.
yeah, that's a great call there, Bones. It is a little bit uncertain around that whole location.
Jumps out of my seat. Okay. Should be okay there. 17.
Chandler Phillips making a nice move on this Thursday.
Coming off that eagle, this looks like it's on a pretty darn good line. Now, stay up there. Now it's going to feed back off the match, but still, at least it's on the green.
They were earlier today. The wind was left to right at 17. Now for the players, it's right to left.
And Lucas was telling Carl that the wind switch when he walked off 17 green to AT&T.
Actually, he had a chance to get it to 3 under here at 4. Boy, they touched that. Got it going. Found the hole. 3 in a row. Great start. McIlroy with this left here at 6.
This back up the hill should move a little bit to his right. Now he's going to be extremely upset with himself in the next spot, given where he drove it here, and not make the mistake short in the second shot.
100% Bones, and those types of holes are symbolic and around in terms of a player that feels like they should have had a birdie look and now just trying to salvage par. It can really put a kink in your momentum and trying to work into this difficult part of the course. You still have the 7th and 8th hole coming up before a little bit of a reprieve at 9.
Boy, yeah, fantastic putting since his
2024.
At Optum, we're working hard to help create a healthier world by making quality healthcare easier to access and more affordable for everyone. Head down. Eye on the ball. Optum, helping create a healthier world.
The world's top amateurs compete for the most coveted title in the women's game.
Back with Scotty Scheffler, Xander Schauffele, Rory McIlroy. Featured group this afternoon here, beginning of the 51st edition of the Players Bones.
And this is one of the most underrated tee shots on this golf course. If you hit right to left, this water can really come in and play left of the fairway bunker.
Especially now that the wind is back in their face.
Well, something disturbing, Roy, and this is a tee shot you want to be set and ready to go on. Nothing bothering you.
Earlier today, we saw Jordan Spieth drive it down the right side through the fairway into the bunker. Now the wind in from the right here at 7. So it's going to play full length. Hole keeps picking up to 452 yards.
He's lost this to the right, over towards those moguls. They could actually carry the fairway bunkers on the right side of this hole.
May get lucky on the lie because of all the people that have been standing around over there.
There's a great look at these players you're seeing all the way out in front of them. Xander Schauffele now.
You just can't say enough about how hard this guy works on the golf course. We saw with the bogey putt on 5 and everything he does out here. He is the quintessential grinder, but with a ton of game.
Fairway's average width this week, 28 yards wide.
The draw right up the left center fairway, perfect tee shot.
I mean, you had a feeling it wouldn't take him too long to get going again. He just puts in so much work to prepare.
The burger for Purdy at the 8th. Just slightly above the hole. It's going to look to his left, down toward the front part of the green. We're playing good golf. Another one of those names that a lot of people mentioned coming in.
Yeah, just great to see him. He had to battle some injuries, was away for a while, and then it took him a while to get back into his own groove. J.J. Spawn down that Joe Highsmith range.
Boy, I keep saying this, but this is a tough 2-putt. Now it's downwind.
Keep climbing that hill.
Pretty darn good.
Back to 8 again.
So that tee shot get better and better. And Lou to get it to 4.
right, cleans that up nicely.
Walk it in to get it to 4 under, share second place.
17 again. Chandler Phillips, can he do it again?
Looks like he's up against the collar of that rough, though, making it that much more difficult.
Oh, he's lost.
I think it was completely because he had to raise that putter up on the backstroke and hit down on it. I really think this had a lot to do with it. Here it is. Look at the so vertical on that, and that caused that ball to pop up in the air and took all the momentum off.
Little name game here from Phillips to Phillips. The birdie at 13. Yeah, cashed it in.
Love that tee shot. He left it under the hole.
We got Scheffler and Schauffele. We got Phillips and Phillips. Now we have Bajagus. He was in the bunker, and he got to save his ball. The all-white is a clean play.
Roger, the third now for Tommy Fleetwood at 6?
Yeah, all three players missed the fairway wide, right, and Fleetwood did a pretty good job to manage the ball right at the green here, so he's got green to work with.
Gonna have some heat when it works its way past. Pretty good there, Raj.
Not bad.
17. Phillips and his par save.
Talk about the putting on this hole, the long putt. There have been 8 3-putts today, but not Chandler Phillips.
A 3 on 16 and a 3 on 17 for Chandler.
All right, now the 4th at 6 for Adam Scott, Raj.
Yeah, he locked it up amongst trees on the right and was forced to chip it out. Could only advance it about 20, 25 yards. The third one ended up on the green but spun back off. So now with the putter up a steep upslope here, getting to the green for his 4th.
As we saw earlier, Raj, this is very hard to get close.
Beautifully done there.
So I think I still have the game to win out here.
23rd consecutive start here at the Players. Kuchar with 17 in a row, Bradley first. And Kuchar and Justin Rose playing in their 20th, but now top 3 straight.
Scotty Scheffler finds himself in the fairway at the 7th hole.
164, another well-marked hole location, just like the one he stiffed it on 5. You can take it right in our television tower and have himself about 10 or 12 feet up the hill if he plays to that line.
See it just over his left shoulder.
Right in the camera tower. Tucked on that right side, but the greens are receptive, so he can fly this all the way to the hole.
So it's starting left and it's staying there, well left of the hole.
And left of the green. Yeah, not his best swing. Not anywhere near what he was trying to do there, but he's okay and plenty of green to work with from there.
McIlroy not in the fairway bones.
This is crazy difficult here. If he plays under this tree towards the green, he's bringing 5, 6, 7 into play. Ends up going left of the flag, hits a lot of club on it, heading towards the moguls left of this green.
Down. Oh, boy. Again, the lie looks pretty good in this case, so, but it's going to be well above his feet. It's going to feel like he's going to have to hook something up there to that hole location on the right.
How many times in one round can a golf ball look like it's going to go in a bunker and stay just out of the match? Happened to him at 5. Now it's happened to him again at 7. Although that was a little bit farther away from the sand. Now Xander.
153.
swing there. Oh, man, what a shot. He almost flew in the hole.
Just over the flagstick in the hole. I'd like to check this out again. I mean, this is close.
That is aggressive, too. Flying it all the way to that top level. Beyond the flagstick, what a shot.
We've seen so many balls over the years bound into the water when you hit that top shelf off the tee. Not that time. Mariano Grillo.
Gap wedge. That is really, really well done. Just not as good as the guy he's playing with, that's all.
So Rory McIlroy has a case of the right skirt at the fourth.
Yep.
That was off the tee. And then at the fifth,
Right again, he had a big kind of a flare there at 5.
come over here to the seventh.
Yep, and again, with water down the left, he flared it to the right.
Wow, remember he went underneath the hole, went left, stayed out of the bunker. Here's his third upcoming.
Standing in the bunker, I believe. He can get this ball cleanly on the club face. He's got a good chance to get this up and down. Really needs to run out. He mishit that, but effective nonetheless.
Wait, I break that okay?
Test his putter once again. Let's go to the ninth, the par 5, and John Minwoo Lee is once again playing well here at TBC Sawgrass.
He sure is, Steve. And I tell you, I've been coming here about 25 years. I didn't know this spot in the fairway existed. He's on an upslope. It's a right to left lie. Let's listen in on him.
While they decide what to do there at the ninth, we're going to drop back a couple of holes to Xander Schauffele's third from off the green at 7.
Rory has the ball above his feet. This is well below his ear.
The lie pretty good, Bones?
It sure is.
You can get in some really awkward spots around here. Remember where he was at 5, now again at 7. These moguls and these little pot bunkers. Yeah.
Just a touch off balance.
Well, it's tough to keep his balance, you know. The key there, though, he made clean contact. No grass in between the face and the back of the ball.
And another man who was left of his green, Scotty Scheffler.
Certainly those guys were protecting against short-selling themselves right. A little surprised that Scotty didn't hit his shot a little bit more effectively than this, given how it fits his eye. But not a bad place to be putting uphill into the drain. All about your pace here.
Like the putter choice here, Kirk?
I do. This is a very closely mown area here. It's a little slower, obviously, than the greens that are running just under 13 on the step meter. But he doesn't have to putt through that much of it, so I really like this play.
Speed to it. Up at 9. So there's that tree and that 54-foot height. You're trying to give it a go here at the par 5, trying to reach it in 2. John Minwoo Lee is staring this one down.
Yeah, those trees will not come into play. That's why I was just saying earlier, he's on the right side here. With the wind right to left, he can draw way around those. They shouldn't be anywhere near his line. He hits it so high, mile in the air, but not turning over. This is well right.
Look out up there on the right.
I don't see anybody scurrying around there.
There's a lot of moguls, a lot of tough lies in there. We'll see where he ended up when John gets there. Man, that's blocked way right.
McIlroy and his par save.
I think there's some pressure on himself with these par putts on the 3, 6, and now 7.
miss one of those 6, 7, 8 footers for par. So after the early 30 start, McIlroy is back to level par. To 18. Second for Chandler Phillips coming up. See where that wind is. I mean, it was a totally different direction earlier today.
Especially now, it's already a little way
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's why coming down on the 18th. Perfect.
Yeah, good call there, Terry. The wind earlier in the day coming off the player's left, coming off of the lake. Now slightly down off the player's right, which makes this a little bit tougher to slow down once it hits the green. Playing up to a line just right of the hole. Already might get a little bit of help, but it just wasn't there. Got to be shocked by that outcome. Another yard or two maybe would have taken that down. What a Pendrit. This from 226, his second at the par 5. This guy had a lot of heat, no problem getting there from 226. Oh yeah, flew it all the way there. So that a moment ago, and just about 10 feet or so for eagle. So very slow putt here. A little bit of a depression on the screen. Every eagle's pretty. That was really pretty. Very pretty. That's just how you draw it up. Get it in the fairway, get on the green, and knock down the putt. And it bounced back after the 2 bogeys. Now drop back to the 10. The second for Sandy Valimaki, just in the fairway. Not the best angle, but with the green so receptive, does not make too much of a difference. You can still go right at it. He did. Great look when he gets up there. Meanwhile, at 6, Ricky Fowler in the fairway. Pitching wedge for 141 on the way. Still waiting for Fowler to find that groove again. Just been battling his golf swing as of late, but very nice there. He's going to clean that up for a nice red number on the card. And everything down the stretch and at 17 back in 2015. Last time we had a playoff here at the Players. Nick Dunlap, which we take you back to the tee here at 6. Iron. Been wonderful watching Nick Dunlap develop over the last couple years. Got to know him at my junior national championship. He is one of our first participants. Keep it low under that tree and find the fairway. Won some Emmer last year. So our stadium staff presented by Comcast Business here. The changes. Look at that similar tree. It's a different one, same look. And restored the overhanging limb that was lost back in 2014. Basically because, look, last year was the highest on record, 26% of the field with the driver. So now you just saw the iron a moment ago. Yeah, players are all trying to flatten out the trajectories, the launch angles of their tee shots to keep it under the limb. Consequently, it shortens the carry number, so they're trying to hit to a wide section of the fairway. R3-8, Scotty Scheffler.
4 iron from 224. We'll see the whole location on the screen. It's just a little right of it. It could get a bounce off the bank. Oh, it comes up a little short.
That's the place to miss. Majority of players coming up short have been able to get up and down to save par.
Remember that tee shot at 17, Kurt, from Ben on? Rio already missed his birdie putt.
You gotta take advantage of that tee shot.
All the long ones we've seen made today at 17, Ben hits a great tee shot and doesn't convert.
He's looking high above this par 3. Xander.
Same club, 4.
feel any wind there on that tee there, Bones?
It's blowing about 10 miles an hour in their face at the moment, Noda.
Makes me my shot might come up just a touch short.
Rory, after a case of the rights, it's a beauty here, just left of it.
This is a BB right on line. Gonna have a very fast look, but a great golf swing there. Seems to have synced it up after a couple errant tee shots.
Just a postcard finish, too. Balance.
This is where the second shot ended up at the par 5 ninth for Minwoo Lee. Does have a good line here, hitting his third of the par 5.
And he's trying to land it into that upslope before he gets to the hole. Still out of that rough. That is really well done.
This was really close to a front side 30 for Minwoo with that land.
On P7.
16 we go.
Par 5 and the third for Camilo Villegas.
Have not seen very many players lay up.
Trouble's been to get the ball to maintain its spot where it lands. Players have been ripping it back a little bit, and gosh, does a nice job. It's a flat, deadheads, little pitch shot there.
Great luck for Birdie when he gets there. So it's still 6 under. Lucas Glover earlier today with 66. That great finish on the last 4 here. The opening round of the 51st Players.
Fast and reliable solutions from Comcast Business can help turn your business into a reliably up and running, cyber-securing, performance boosting, storm preparing, reliably connected modern business. Powering the engine of modern business, Comcast Business.
What does it take to achieve great things? Focus and hard work. The same is true with healthcare. At Optum, we're focused on helping make accessing to quality healthcare easier and more affordable. And with hard work, we can help healthcare work better for everyone. Optum, helping create the healthier world.
Today, our game starts with the drive. But the real work is what came before. Inspired by a coach who recognized athletic potential. Morgan Stanley proudly supports the first seed, driving progress for the next generation, on and off the course.
Golf Channel. Summons those brave enough for the snake pit.
The comfort course is a stern test.
See who will be bitten. That's tough to watch. And who will escape.
Make it look easy. Take a bow. That was awesome.
The Valspar Championship on Golf Channel.
Back here at TPC Sawgrass, I'd like to thank our proud partners, Optum, Morgan Stanley, and Comcast Business for their support of the Players, so we're able to bring you this telecast with limited commercial interruptions. Back out to play here in the opening round at the 8th. Scotty Scheffler second from off the green.
30 players have missed this green short. Only 3 have made bogey, so very manageable. As you can see, they're chipping right back up into the slow. Players able to stay aggressive.
Jacob Richmond here for birdie at 18.
Move the swinger back toward the lake. Dials that in perfectly.
Mentioned his name often lately, playing some good golf. Got it to 2 under. Back at 8. 19 feet away from McIlroy.
I love this graphic, Terry. You can see the start point there. A lot of players try and pick out that point, line up to it, and then match up the speed.
Let's put a bit of break here.
Yeah, it's going to have some break in it. I think especially given how easy he's got to hit this. This is one of the fastest putts on the golf course.
making several 33s on the front side today, John Wood. If this goes in for birdie for Minwoo Lee, he cards at 31.
It has been flawless. And this is not a tough putt, Kurt. It's downhill, but I don't think there's a whole lot in it. He gets this started on line. I don't see it moving.
Yeah, I don't think there is much in this. Kind of a flat area here in the back left part of this green.
Steps out with him. And Minwoo Lee suddenly is only one back, and he has 9 holes to play. As we drop you back to the 8th.
Schauffele's got his rebounds. He does. Just as speedy and looking left and right as his breaks to the left.
Gust of wind, huh?
Yeah, you would have to think, and it wasn't a putt that you could charge in any way, shape, or form, so he had to err on the side of a little bit conservative.
Go back to Roy's putt. Check this out at the very end.
Yeah, it looks like it's breaking down in there, and you see that it hits a little, there's these little, they're not nuts, but they kind of fall down.
Oh, we found out.
And that's the culprit right there.
Yeah, exactly.
So here it is, the evidence.
Comes down to a little leaf. Oh.
Coming back now. Straight up the hill.
That's where you feel like the green or the golf course owes you one, huh?
Sometimes those little things happen. I mean, they clear the path and the green as best as possible. When the gust of winds come in, sometimes it just blows in a piece of debris or here or there, and you end up hitting it.
Phillips, short time ago, to save par. Yeah, confident stroke.
That's a nice way to open up your first round.
4 under going up, got 9 more to play. Jacobs, beautiful play to hear. This for birdie at 16. Yep. Up the middle of it, Jacobs. Bogey free and 4 under.
Still fits the pants that he had 15 years ago.
You're right. The tee is third from the bunker, splash it out. Catches part of it.
Akshay's really strengthened up a lot of various parts of his game and become a very consistent player now. Week in, week out, plays a lot of tournaments.
This little tap in there at the 6 as they chase 6 at the top. That's been there for some time. Ricky Fowler finds himself in the fairway, Smiley 7.
Yeah, you're going pin hunting with an 8-iron, Steve. I like it.
Soft conditions, even though that wind is one step from the back of the green. It stays right there. You watch out.
Maybe skip it back there. That's exactly what he was trying to do. Stay there, he says. When you're talking about a team, that ball is going beyond the cover. You were thinking the whole time, hit the skids. As we head to the 8th.
Just a bit. Colin Morikawa getting set on the tee at the 8th, Roger.
224 into the breeze with the hole in its easiest spot, really, right in the front of the green. He's got a 5-wood here. Playing the cut, pull it pretty much right at it. Beautiful.
Great looking shot check, isn't it?
Just well executed, good number.
Scotty Scheffler would love to pounce here off the tee at the 9th.
611 yards.
This is the easiest fairway at TPC Sawgrass to hit. The highest percentage of fairways hit right here tonight. Give yourself an opportunity to perhaps go for this par 5 and 2. There's an excellent drive. Right, making the turn now, Minwoo Lee on the tee at 10.
You can see that he had that iron in his hand, so trying to get to the widest part of what's in sets up a short iron or a gap wedge, depending on the strength of the player, to this hole cut in this back right location. Now you can see the arrows moving toward that little depression where the hole is cut.
25 birdies and an eagle so far here at 10, John. Terry, straight back into the breeze, so he's sticking with that iron, which I think is a smart play. He's so long as it is. No need to get anything different than your normal game plan. Trying to hit it low off the right side, hanging in there, should be really good.
He's begging just a little bit, and does hang in there, John.
Got it going, doesn't he? 11. Sammy Balaban. Par 5. 260 out. He should be... That's on earlier. Yep, that's just a minute ago. He's hitting some quality shots, isn't he? Outstanding. Now, his eagle putt to join Minwoo Lee at 5 under.
A little downhill overall, moving to the left. He just didn't get it high enough. Boy, that's an easy 4, though.
Finn moving along nicely today. Couple of holes back on the tee with McIlroy.
He's going to want to look like this today, Kurt, because I'm not necessarily driving it well in the average fairways and good iron shots to this distance.
He's such a good ball striker and has been a great part of it. Just confusing why he hasn't had better success here at TPC Sawgrass, but he really hasn't.
Well, he made a 35-footer in the first hole. Other than that, he's been stuck in neutral, honestly hanging on. David Speed.
Just missed him right. Pretty aggressive roll at it.
Castillo got into the field really late. Here he is, par 3 30.
Oh boy.
What a shame.
That is the old pitch out. That's brutal. Not sure where that ended up. There's water over there. Obviously the trees. This is just a dead shank right here. How tough is that next shot going to be?
That's gonna give you nightmares for a few holes.
Oh my gosh.
Now with the 7th with Ricky Fowler.
It's just a feeder down the hill, moving to his right.
What do you bring that shirt with Combo Wood? Over here to Sawgrass. Such popular player. His peers and the fans. And here's a guy who's been getting cheers ever since the day he was named United States captain. You hear USA's all over the place whenever Keegan Bradley is playing golf.
You sure do, and Kurt all day today walking with this group. Had a chance to chat with him before this round about how his Sunday round went last week, getting an 8 under par through 11 holes. Really felt like he had a chance. That wind really never showed up, but no doubt this guy's game is in a really good spot, Kurt.
He's, yeah, I walked with him when he shot 64 on Sunday at Bay Hill last week. Just such a tough course. He made it look easy.
We had a really nice 7 iron down just up the hill. Maybe that putt did from Cantlay. Surprised you missed that one.
Tommy Fleetwood's second Raj.
His forehand came up just short, and this is a pitch shot 101. As long as you catch it good. This is pretty simple.
Raj made it sound simple. Tommy made it look simple.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Exactly. Once in a while. Mark. Yeah, I was going to say, you got to tap that in right down again.
amazing. As easy as that pitch shot is today, nobody's chipped in from there. As good as these guys are around the greens, still early. Well, this is a different ballgame. Players hitting it in this left green side bunker are getting it up and down at less than 50%. So it does lend itself to some difficulty here.
Well, good come to me. Still short of the pond. Just dump it out just onto the green and should work its way down there somewhere.
Back to Colorado.
Watch likes to make it sound easy.
Sometimes it's, it's just as easy as that.
17. Camilo Villegas from above the hole.
Pretty flat up there, though. This is bankable.
Yes, it is. 6 in the 30, too. Villegas makes his final under.
What a feeling that is to make two with that hole.
He raced that way.
Dead set the whole way with pace.
So he can get the ball and promise it to stop. That is his spot to be in.
I guess so.
Okay.
Now, how about this? Morikawa at the 8th, Raj.
Perfect lead underneath the hole. If anything, might go just a shade to his left. He's the kind of right-handers like, Miller.
Yeah, if you keep the speed up, right? You can play just inside that right edge.
Probably, yes.
And you're right. This is great look for a right-hander.
Did that just not turn?
It stayed pretty. I don't think he hit it solid and got it turned over, but it just, it didn't really have a whole lot of turn in it.
There will be 3 golf balls. PGA Players will be first to play.
Going for it from 286, so this is a little left of where he wants it.
So he splashed it that bump.
Yeah, I think he'll be just fine in there, but the high draw, that tree is not a problem from that right side of that fairway at 9. Just overcooked it a little bit.
Roy now from 281 going to 5 wood. Plenty of club down, wouldn't it?
Well, there's only 7 players that hit the green and 2 on 9 today.
So hard to get the ball on the surface. 40 sent it straight up in the sky. It's going to miss, I think, a little right of the green.
Building those mounds.
That lie's good. That lie's good, though. He'll be able to handle that one. He typically plays the back 9 much better than he plays the front 9 here at TPC Sawgrass. So get that up and down and get something going into that back 9.
Now, Shepard, what a drop that was, Raj.
The guy's a machine. He is amazing to watch play golf and know about his business.
He's got to elevate a little bit here, doesn't he, Bones?
He certainly does. Bit of a downhill lie.
Take a look at this again.
Just basically hit just a baby cut over the top of all those trees. You just can't do any better than that.
It's easy to tell when you know he likes it because he's just staring at it, posing.
One of the best second shots of the day at 9.
Mid-Woodley, second at 10. Conrad in hand.
Players been taking dead aim at this whole location. So receptive on the screens and just carried it about 3 yards too far.
I can't believe it.
Victor Perez was a very late withdrawal. Nicky Castillo was the beneficiary of it. Last guy in the field.
How about he found a gap through those trees? Then makes a huge mistake on that little pitch shot. That is a brutal spot. Maybe with an uphill lie, he can get it close.
Let's go over to 17.
love for that second shot, hit it exactly like he wanted to, right at over the flag. Ball sitting in a little hole, but it shouldn't affect too much. It may bounce a hair, but coming off that ridge is very fast. Just get it started. We'll get all the way down there. Talking about Taylor Moore back there, we mentioned Big Wave Dave a lot last week. That is his normal bag. He's back on the normal loop, and he substituted a couple days for Wyndham Clark.
That's right. That's right. Ellis back on the bag then at the end of the week. You can tell just how fast this pitch is. Opting for the putter. With his short game, sometimes I think he would have gone with the lofted club.
If the line were a little better, no, I think he would have for sure. But this is really well judged.
It's taking care of business right there, managing the lie, the situation, and
McIlroy's third now, par 5 ninth. Play for some run out, coming out of the rough. Dressers going with it. He is not going to be happy with that. Landed so softly there. Getting a little into the grain.
Jake Knapp on the tee now at 17.
He's starting to play some good golf again.
Looked like he had the cognizant, and but wasn't to be on that Sunday. Joe Lyson ended up being the winner. That one drifts away.
Jake made one big mistake there at the 11th hole. Cognizant.
Yep. Xander now showing off his hands from the bunker.
Yeah, really tough shot, but I have seen world-class players take long lessons from this man. He is particularly good at the sand, and he needs it all right here.
Okay.
He's not happy with it.
All right, up to 18, Peter Malnati's second in Pine Straw, right side. This coming from 128 yards, and it wasn't a home run, folks, but did get away with it. And I'm sure he's surprised that that ball carried, and he yelled Hideki because we've seen Hideki do that a number of times, and the ball ends up inside 15 feet.
That's pretty funny.
But just must have felt like he didn't get any part of the club on the ball.
And it's a good shot.
And sometimes that happens when it just goes through the pine straw so fast, you don't ever feel the resistance that you're used to. So
Two eagles have been made on the ninth today. Alejandro Tosti and Maverick McNeil. He chipped it in. Scotty Scheffler trying to make it 3.
You see the stats on the right-hand side there. Uphill 4 inches bones and got some break to the right.
He's exactly right. This is going to turn gently right the entire way as far as I see it.
Definitely one he can make.
This place is going to explode if this goes.
I mean, just a touch less pace, and that's it.
Yep. Singed the edge. So it'll be a really good looking front side for the two-time defending champion. Now Castillo, his third shot, remember he shanked it off the tee, then he kind of scooted one to this point, and then a little bit earlier, this bunker shot.
Boy, that's a great bunker shot and a great save for 4.
Back to the ninth.
I'm not exactly sure what Rory's pitch shot landed on. It might have been the edge of an old cup, but it took a crazy soft bounce. He was absolutely befuddled, as was everybody else in the group. Everybody's mouth just kind of fell open in shock as the ball reacted as it did when it hit the green.
Yeah, because he was pitching out of the primary cut of rough. It should have had hardly any spin on it. It should have ran.
Exactly. It came out, if anything, just a little bit of a knuckleball and just went absolutely nowhere.
shot to get an A-minus.
That's right.
Drifted away on the right. But unable to take advantage of the par 5. Now Scheffler, he's just so, you talked about it earlier, Bruce. He's such a nice guy. He doesn't intimidate you when you're around him, but when you see his name climb up a leaderboard, everybody notices it.
That's exactly right. When I was caddying the last couple of years in the tour before coming back to television, every week that we would play, or every day that we would play, and Scotty was in the field, I would be looking to see what did Scheffler do, because the reality is it was likely that if you beat him, we were going to win the tournament.
When he's on his game, he just doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He just keeps pressing forward. Long way to go here in the opening round, too, and he's right there. The lead at 6 under. Lucas Glover, 66, but Minwoo Lee's got it going. That group of 3 top names, they're on their way as well. So we'll step aside just for a moment. On the other side, Dan Hicks, Brad Paxton, and Gary Cope will take you through all the action the rest of the way here on day 1.
Experience the joy of Wicked like never before. Our 21st Peacock is the streaming home of Wicked. Wicked, rated PG, streaming only on Peacock, March 21st.
The world's top amateurs compete for the most coveted title in the women's game. National Women's Amateur on NBC, Golf Channel, and Peacock.
Please be good. Please be good. Please be
At
good.
AT&T, we confidently guarantee happiness. Without further ado, I give you Bello. Because getting what you deserve isn't always guaranteed.
It's a mini Millie.
Oh, come on. You know what AT&T guarantees? The deals you want, with your choice of our most popular plans, like the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. Oh, no.
Please stop.
The extra twinkle. That extra swagger. Feeling healthy by leaps and bounds. Making a dinner that makes their whole day. And giving your best friend the best nutrients for their best life. Science did that. Round 1 is underway at the
why we created the original Barrett desk, the world's leading standing desk solution. Imagine working happier and healthier with a workspace designed for your comfort. Barrett desks are easy to set up in minutes, and they're built to last a lifetime. So invest in the best for your work and your well-being.
Shop our sale and make your dream office a reality.
Want the effects of Viagra but faster? Sparks dissolve under your tongue for results that kick in faster than pills. Plus, their powerful 2-in-1 formula includes tadalafil, so they last longer, faster, stronger, longer. See if Rose Sparks are right for you.
Doesn't get much better than this, especially on an opening round Thursday at the 51st Players Championship. Dan Hicks here in our tower with Gary Koch. We've got Steve Sands and Brett Faxon on the call as well. And we've got a leaderboard that, quite frankly, looks a lot very familiar to first round leaderboards of the past. An eclectic mix of players. You've got the 45-year-old veteran Lucas Glover, who had it going today. Will that 66 hold up? Or will Minwoo Lee and company chase it down as we get out to the tee at the 10th? And world number 1 Scotty Scheffler making the turn at 3 under.
Down the left, it's a long carry over that bunker with a fairway metal. That's in trouble.
Big time trouble over there. The Jagus is at the 18th, just short of the green here for birdie.
A lot of speed here, Dan. Hill, gotta be respectful. A little too respectful.
And he was definitely being careful with that one. Back to 17.
We go to Echeverria. Pitch your wedge in hand. And that whole location here, you have to be careful. Carry it all the way back there. You better have speed. Like that.
Is it the typical zone location?
I think it is, Dan. No question. You can't use any of the slopes to work the ball close to the hole.
And there's a good look at that par 5 11.
And the whole location is par 5. Minwoo Lee, what a front side that was. John Wood, he's just trying to keep his foot on the gas now.
He sure is 5 iron in through 235 front edge. That he's right up against that first cut, which for a long iron can make it very difficult. For the wedge, no issue at all, but maybe tough to get in the air. No trouble getting the air, but the wind has got this one and pushing it well to the right.
Oh, wow. Way off there. That's way right, way short.
Obviously not committed there because this whole location, you can get up and down from almost any of this, but not from that one.
I think that first cut had a lot to do with that.
Yeah, good call, Jim. That distracted him on his backswing for sure.
At the 7th, Akshay moving along quite nicely on this Thursday.
This hole hasn't had any teeth in it compared to what we've normally seen here. This whole location is on the left side.
Akshay gets to 4 under now.
Up at the 9th, and Tommy Fleetwood get his 3rd Roger Melvin.
And we're all sitting down wondering, I'm not terrible. I've got plenty of green to work with here. I don't think this is overly difficult.
He didn't think it was difficult either, Roger. Nice pitch. You got to hit it through that low area. It's nice being out of the rough because you don't have any spin to worry about as it's going up that hill. See about contact game a little bit left. Short pop strokes there. Difficult to manage the speed there, but he did it very, very well.
We'll stay here for Colin Morikawa. Such disappointment as the 54-hole leader last week. Couldn't close the deal. Russell Henley finished strong. It's not easy to bounce back, Roger, but these guys are professionals. They do it every single week.
When he hit the pitch, he had a terrible line. Downhill slope, just short right of this frame. And the ball was like kind of squirted down there. Squirted down on the green and ran it out. But actually, a terrific play from where he was. Kind of has it on the back part of the screen. The difficult part of this green is that there's so little discernible break. They're just very subtle moves back here. You play it off the hole, it doesn't bring enough. You play it inside the hole, it seems he reads back here. We're hard, but it's hard to dial it in.
Right, how quickly does it take a player to bounce back from disappointment from one week to the next?
And it really depends on the importance of the event. That he was playing an Arnold Palmer with that lead. He had a 3-shot lead with only 5 to go. He took it hard. He took it on the chin. And it's not any easier when you get here on Thursday when he had to talk about it all week in the press room.
Some more flower. Makes the tournament in 135.
Yeah, he's missed 3 fairways. He's missed 3 greens. And nice to finish the 9 off with a birdie there.
To 10.
Here's Rory from the rough.
Heavy line. It's a lot of club on it. This is on an aggressive line that carries.
Control the distance out of the rough. He can. Really well.
Just muscled it up there, and to get it to lance off is incredible. There is Scheffler's live bones.
That's right, Dan. And a lot of times you play left with this left fairway 1.2, you don't find your golf ball, so Scott is very lucky to find it. He's got a bigger club straight outside, as there's a couple of balls of sawgrass behind his ball. And he does have to move up tree lines, but there is a palm tree some 75 feet in front of him that could get in the way. It looks like now he's gone for less club. He's just going to bench it out into the fairway.
This is not surprising, Bones. This is the one thing to me Scotty Scheffler does so well. He doesn't attempt the risky shot. Plays your percentages. Put it out in the fairway. You'll have a short wedge into the green, chance to save par.
He's done just that. Leave the ball to sit down. Shots played from left of this fairway. He may be a little bit skittish.
Yeah, I seem to remember one of those in particular.
Yeah, Bones, you have your own little bit of history here with your guy Phil Mickelson at this 10th hole. So there's Scheffler playing the percentages, the correct shot, and then there's Phil. From back in 2007, Bones, he went right through the uprights, and then this happened. As the ball lands on the green, like Phil knew it was going to happen all the way along, right?
You know, I don't want to tell you.
So he didn't tell you, Bones, right?
Didn't do my ulcer any good either.
Boy, 18 years ago, there were a lot of incredible shots that you've seen, Bones, that we've seen here. And again, sometimes it doesn't work out like that, Gary.
No. We've seen the opposite happen many a time here.
This is Chandler Phillips at the par 5 second, his third. He's sitting 2 back.
Nice place to play from. Shooting right straight up the length of the green.
Oh, Phillips is now tied for the lead with an eagle that drops. Making his championship debut, his second eagle on the card. Also eagling the par 5 16th. He had some green to work with, Gary, but this was perfection.
These guys focus so much in on the landing spot. They really want to land the ball and then let it release. It goes in just like a putt.
In his second year out here on tour, he played at Texas A&M, but boy, did he set a slew of records. That's Cameron Champ, who was a part of that Aggie team with Chandler back in the day. He made quite a run at the Valspar recent days. As we go back out to the 8th rock, shape and tee his birdie attempt.
It's downhill really quick. Just get it started. Shouldn't
You think about what that putter's done for Akshay, what it's done for Lucas Glover. Just totally has turned their fortunes around. Back at the 10th with a third for Scheffler.
As good as he is in controlling the distance with his wedges, I'd be surprised if this is more than 10 feet from the hole. Maybe a little bit longer just because of the spin, but maybe 11. But a great place to putt from, right straight up the hill.
Phillips at 16, I should say, for birdie.
Last week in Puerto Rico, so comes in with a ton of confidence. And surprisingly, Dan was one of the last guys to leave the range Tuesday afternoon. I was out there about 5:30 and he was still hitting balls.
This is also at the second spawn for birdie. TJ Spawn making a move.
of round he has going, you're just going to kick yourself for giving at least one away here.
Particularly on this par 5, it's been playing so easy today. 41 birdies, an eagle. Not his best approach shot either from his fourth. Looks like it's going to be his first bogey of the day. There's nothing worse than making a mistake mentally here when you're not in the right frame of mind. You still make a swing anyway.
A little bit earlier at the night, Tommy Fleetwood running 34 and does.
He only did 2 fairways on the first night. Get away with 2 under par. That's incredible.
Impressive. Smiley, you drop back to this group. It's on to the par 3 third now.
Well, I'm a fan of the golf course. 188 downwind right now. We got to keep it short of this hole. Bring it in low, trying to turn it right side of the green.
Nice looking swing there, Smiley.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, to that top shelf. This is a really difficult hole location to get close to. All right, Xander Schauffele for birdie bonus.
You're coming just off the hill, downhill initially, breaking from his left to right.
So Xander having that stay at 1 under 5 back. We go back to 9.
Ricky Fowler trying to reach this par 5.
Looks like that any driver is a deep face. There's a tree. Can you carry it over that? Oh, yes, you can.
Oh, yeah.
Where's he going to let it stay up? What a shot. Steve, that's hole high. But he's got the benefit of the wind. He says he can still see it.
I think I like where it is when they end up.
Oh, yeah. Aggressive play there.
Let's head up to the 10.
And of course, Gary Scheffler has played this place so well. He's got 40 consecutive holes bogey-free here at TPC Sawgrass. The last one he made was in the 3rd round at the 5th hole last year. He's made only 9 bogeys overall the last 2 years.
On this golf course, the net is absolutely incredible. It just speaks volumes to the control that he has with his golf ball, and also the control that he has with his mind, in that he plays the aggressive shots when they're available, but plays conservatively when you can't.
And then he takes his medicine like he has here. He didn't try to get too cute and score a field goal there. And so now he's got a chance to save it. And he's going to make no worse than 5.
Back up the hill here, fellas, just breaking slightly from his left to right. You can be aggressive here.
Made a good putt. Maybe a touch too much speed.
Yeah, confident putt, Scheffler, but he's going to drop a rare shot here. Rory McIlroy is next. He's got a good birdie look. But before we see that, we'll talk about his front 9 versus back 9 in his Players Championship career. What do you make of this, Gary? Front 9 plus 9, he's just torn up his back 9.
He has, and obviously the 2 par 5s on the back 9, very reachable for him with his length off the tee. What's surprising to me is the greens hit a regulation percentage being so much higher on the back 9. I would say that probably has to do with he probably hits more short iron shots on the back 9 than he does on the front.
And a good look here, Bones.
Yeah, absolutely. This knot really falls off the table from right to left and it runs out of speed. So you got to air this out to right and just nail the pace.
McIlroy is back to 2 under. When he got to it early today, he birdied the first 2 holes, but picked up a couple bogeys, and then now making his way back to 2 straight birdies. set at this course. You can take a daring shot on right out of the gate here up into this top shelf here on number one. Good approach there.
See, a lot of guys knock it tight at the first today with that hole location. Go to the 12.
The short par 4, Gary, 373 yards today. You've seen a little bit of everything here.
We have a lot of options as the tees are all the way back on this short par 4. So some players will play iron, be content to leave themselves a 70 or 80 yard second shot. Others will take driver, try to force the issue, get it up closer to the green.
Who's going to be iron?
To left. Little tee shot.
Yep, that's all he was looking for. It's amazing, Dan, how some of these guys now, these long irons, that they can literally hit 260 or 70 yards. Distance we used to hit driver back in our day.
Things have changed.
Yes, they have.
As we send you to Carvex.
Yeah, thank you. Alongside Minwoo, what a round you have going today. I know that was a frustrating bogey on the 11th, but how receptive is the stadium course today?
Yeah, a little receptive. I mean, it's still tough. I'm playing pretty well. And yeah, it's nice to make some birdies and yeah, a bit frustrating to make a bogey, but that's golf and this course does that too. So just trying to stay patient and keep making birdies.
You played pretty well there a couple of years ago as well, finished 6th in 2023. You went out in the final group with Scotty Scheffler on that final round of Sunday. What did you learn from that experience?
Yeah, I learned a lot. I think it was my first time that I was in the final group, you know, in America. And yeah, there was a lot of people. Obviously, the nerves were there, but you know, I learned a lot. You know, playing alongside Scotty, obviously, he had an amazing run then, and yeah, he played like a robot, and he continued to do that. So yeah, learned to just kind of try to be a robot.
Great description. You're having a great round. Keep going. Thanks for the time.
Cheers, thanks.
211.
What a tremendous word to describe Scotty Scheffler on the golf course. Now Shoffley on the tee 11.
That's a big pull there. That bunker that's on the left side has been pulled back. There it is, closer to the players now, some 35 years closer than the past. That's a missed fairway for Zaynard, a tough place to play from.
Now let's take a look at this stadium staff presented by Morgan Stanley, where we focus in on the changes to the 11th hole. The tee was shifted just a bit. That's one of the changes. They enlarged the fairway bunker, and you can see the reasons why, Brad.
Well, they did. Davis Love had a lot to do with this as well. And then now it's a little bit of different mindset off this team. There's a couple of trees that can get in your eye. You still want to draw it. You want to hit it. It's a little bit farther, like he said. See that tree on the left, and that one for the guys that lift it on the right is in there with their eye. I imagine Shepard with that little cut just right of that tree on the left. Here is the robot.
That is why he is called a robot, because he just flies the fairway. Now, they played a little bit out of order. McIlroy now, we last to play.
You can see him aiming up the left side here, Bones.
Boy, just ripped a cut, but this has got well away from him. This is way right in the woods.
This is what we saw on the front side of McIlroy, so this is to the right.
Got that little bit of a pattern on the front, just a bunch of fairways to the right. They're trying to use the wind there to overcut that.
Here's something you rarely see from McIlroy. Look at this. That's way,
That's
ways
a
away
little
from
lower
center
on the
club
club
face.
face. Usually that means to me he was trying to hit that high and use the wind. He's kind of laughing. He's not feeling his best with his golf swing. You get that feeling that it's late or under.
Now and the third. Chandler Phillips has a chance to grab the lead.
Just kind of a lower shelf here. He's going up the hill right about halfway. Changes speed and rain there. And that's what can happen, Steve. You can get scared that the ball will run away once it gets on the top.
He never gave himself a chance there. Camilo Villegas now has a chance to match the lead at 6 under.
And there's another putt just like that where you get up the hill. That's good pace there for Camilo.
Should be able to remain
break up here, a very flat part of the green. Oh, what a terrible putt. Missed the cut by over a ball. Now when you hit that close, Stevie, you don't even touch the cut. Oh.
Okay, so Ben Woodley is next over at the 12th, choosing an iron to lay up. Woody, now what's he got?
Just 83 yards left. And Gary, it's funny you say that about you guys. You used to have drivers as far as Bo Martin, his caddy, who used to work for Shane Lowry, came by and said, this guy's got some speed, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he does. That'll be an uphill putt moving to his left.
Well, Gary, so good to hear your voice again. Your 29th Players broadcast. You've played in 12 of these as well, so suffice to say, Gary knows this place better than most. Had to go with it. It's out of the way now.
Well, that's good. That's good. Glad to hear that, Dan.
But it's a typical Players Championship leaderboard, isn't it? And it's a typical kind of highlight and low light kind of day for this place.
Yeah, it is, and I think that's one of the reasons why this has always been one of my favorite broadcasts to do. And it's because of the Players Stadium course, because you never know what you're going to get. I mean, we've seen it already today. Hole out eagles. We've seen double bogeys. We've seen triple bogeys. If you're on your game and you perform well, you can shoot good scores. If you're a little bit off, you can pay the price very quickly, and we've seen a little of both.
All right. Look forward to your comments throughout today and tomorrow, especially over at the Island Green at 17 as we go to 3.
And Chandler Phillips, Dan, stays at 6 under par, along with Lucas Glover, whose day is complete. We're back to the first and Pavon. We'll look here.
Now he's back downhill. This is a quick putt.
Yep.
Yeah, if you hit a good drive here, you have just a short iron. It's easy to take on Mellow approach with a wedge.
We told you earlier that Charlie Hoffman, at 48 years of age, is the oldest man in this week's field. The oldest winner, same age, 48, Fred Funk.
Charlie, nice little kick in there. Steve using the slope.
Hanging with the young kids is Charlie. Billy Horschel, pretty in pink today, head to toe. Yeah, yeah. There's 3 straight birdies for Billy. See a par 5 ninth and a par 5 11th and 2. There are 4 par 5s in total, and you have to attack these par 5s on this golf course here behind us, don't you, Brad?
Well, you do. If you look at it, it's